up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo eSports podcast. This is episode 242 for the week of July 3rd, 2022. The title of this episode is HaloDotAPI Shuts Down and Acend Become Champions. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire, and this week I'm joined by the man whose laptop finally upgraded to Windows 11, unbeknownst to him, Will, aka I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you doing on this Tuesday evening?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I had a little computer crisis just before we started. It was like 5:10, 5:15, and it was like, there's an update that you just need to restart your computer for. And I pressed the button. It'll take 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And no, it decided to totally upgrade to Windows 11 without me even knowing. It took an hour and 45 minutes to finish. It literally finished at like 6:59 right before we went live.
Right before we started.
I have my computer back at least.
You do. We're not doing paper today.
Yeah, I was gonna go old school with it, but no, I have the laptop back and we're good to go. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm tired as all hell, but I have a joke to start things off.
I see you have the dad joke book back out.
I do. We don't really do the after show anymore, so I have this joke book. I have one that I want to open with because the show. I was talking to Will before we started tonight, and the show is going to be like a roller coaster. It's going to have some ups, some downs. It's going to go. So while we start things off with a little chuckle, and I'll tell you a joke. So, last night, my wife and I watched now this is old, okay?
Okay.
So last night, my wife and I watched 3 DVDs back to back. Luckily, I was the one facing the TV.
Wonderful.
I saw something online the other day. So now I don't know if the youngsters out there know what VHSs are. Okay. But I saw something online the other day about like the Please Be Kind rewind.
Yeah.
Did you rewind, Will?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. All right. I was also a person who rewound.
Yeah.
The VHS tapes before returning them to the Blockbuster.
You were a Blockbuster person.
I was a Blockbuster person until Hollywood Video had Game Crazy, and I'm like, oh shit.
I was always was it Hollywood Video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, and then there was another one between the two of them, really. I don't remember the name of that one though.
Me either.
But it doesn't matter. Will, do you want to know what's on this week's episode of the show?
What do we got?
On this week's episode, we have HaloDotAPI shutting down at the end of the month. We're going to talk about that and the announcement that they put out. HCS Orlando and Halo World Championship event and ticket information has released. Fucking finally. Tournament announcements and recaps, of course, as we always do. We have 2 topics this week, one of which is HCS Valencia recap, and the second of which is whether or not stats matter, because we're going to have fun with that, sweet. We have an update on how fixing desync is going in Halo Infinite. In other words, it's not. And Halo Infinite Network campaign co-op flighting is coming actually very soon, and with some promising things as well. Things I'm actually looking forward to. So without further ado, Will, let's get into some competitive news. I should say, I'm going to try to go through this stuff as quickly as I can, but please know that this episode's probably going to be a longer one. So just strap in. I haven't said this in a while, but, grab some snacks, get something to drink, make sure you already went to the bathroom, or take us with you, if you're watching on your phone or whatever, in
the car,
bring us over to the shitter too. We'll hang out. It'll be a fun time. We don't have to smell it, so it's even better for us. But, it might be a long episode, so strap in. It's going to be fun. Let's fucking get into it. Potential Halo Chamber LAN. It's by Halo Chamber. We're thinking of hosting a UK LAN the week before Worlds. 3 days of LAN for scrims, accommodating 8+ teams at a time, and a weekend tournament on a stage. Top NPCs and 240 Hz monitors provided in the venue. The purpose is to prepare players for LAN and to give a cheap boot camp option. Yes or no? Well, obviously our answer is yes, and anybody who answers no to that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Moving on. All right, here's the fucking downer of the situation. HaloDotAPI is shutting down July 31st. This is by Keith Horwood of HaloDotAPI, and I'm going to read their entire statement. Dear Halo community, friend, and fans, we come to you today with some news we tried our hardest to avoid sharing. In lieu of major changes to our Halo business, HaloDotAPI and all HaloDotAPI powered services, overlays, fan sites, Discord bots, and Twitch bots will be shutting down as of July 31st, 2022. We are proud of what we have accomplished with your help. As far as we can tell, HaloDotAPI is the largest organized developer community in the gaming industry, but we cannot keep supporting it entirely on our own. The summary is that it's expensive in time, effort, and money for our small team to keep the Halo API and developer community running. And without official support from Microsoft, it's not tenable to keep it operational. We want to be clear that we have spent months trying to figure out a solution with the community team at 343 Industries, and they did their best to try to support us. They are unable to move forward due to policy and compliance issues at Microsoft around how player data is used. While it is unlikely to change anything, we would love to hear from you. If you have had a positive experience with our services, please do not hesitate to tweet #SaveHalo.API with words of encouragement. Though there may not be an impact today, your words may help Microsoft prioritize these efforts in the future. We will be ready to help if and when that opportunity presents itself. We're going to use this shutdown announcement to cover 4 topics. 1, our impact, to help you understand how the HaloDotAPI shutdown may affect you. 2, our background, to give you a sense of how HaloDotAPI and AutoCode came to be. 3, our future, what the shutdown of HaloDotAPI entails. And 4, supporting us, how we can make the shutdown a positive learning experience. So the impact. If you're a Halo fan, you've almost certainly interacted with a HaloDotAPI powered service. Our vision from the get-go was to work toward the heyday of the Halo meta, where people competed and shared their stats via Bungie.net. I personally spent hours hunting medals and comparing stats with friends in college, only this time there was a whole new surface area of integration and software as a result of the explosions of both Discord and Twitch. A non-exhaustive list of the services we provide and power include custom overlays used by Ubernick, MintBlitz, and dozens of others, Halo.infostats, HaloTracker.com, HaloMedals.com, HaloDataHive.com, SpartanRecord.com, LeafApp.co, TrueAchievements.com, Halo South Africa, the Halo.API Twitch bot and Discord bot, the API behind Halo DBot used in the official Halo server, Halo 5 map and mode files from Forge Hub, and Halo Esports GG. Our background. If you're deep in the Halo community, then you've already quite familiar with the impact of HaloDotAPI, as we've just outlined, and the work Alexis Zenny has done to support it. You might be a little bit less familiar with AutoCode. Myself and the rest of the team that has spent many hours behind the scenes working to serve the Halo web and developer community. First, an introduction to AutoCode. The summary of our business is we make it really easy to build apps and webhooks that connect APIs together. We host everything from websites to GitHub apps to Discord bots and more. In 2021, we saw a huge spike in Discord bot development and quickly became the top way to build custom Discord bots on the web. We jumped from hundreds of MAU to 10,000 plus within months. Immediately, requests for integrations with games, Roblox, Minecraft, Apex Legends came pouring in. We're a small team of 7 people. We couldn't cover every gaming API request. We made the decision to pick just one title and see if we could build a business around it. Our thesis developed. Web and developer community represent the next evolution in game engagement, and we can help game studios provide incredible web and developer community experiences. Now an introduction to me. My name is Keith, and I'm the founder and CEO of AutoCode. I'm also a longtime fan of the Halo franchise. Davey Wavy. Having started with CE on LAN in my dorm room and my top time investments coming later on in the franchise via Reach and Halo 4. Our resident artist, designer, and front-end developer Scott was a college roommate of mine. Together, we spent hundreds of hours dominating pubs on Valhalla, Hemorrhage, and Ragnarok. Halo was a core ingredient in both our friendship and identity. My personal favorite addition to the franchise was weapon spree medals in Reach. We competed on who could collect the most Be the Bullet medals. Suddenly, Scott and I had a compelling reason to combine business with pleasure. We leapt on the opportunity. We knew Halo Infinite was launching later in the year. I immediately slid into Bravo's Twitter DMs and asked him if he would consider helping. He was following me due to a Halo MCC API I had popularized as a side project in early 2020. We chatted and he agreed to help conduct research around Halo and see if specializing in providing a great web and developer community experience would be worthwhile. We spent 3 months conducting research from August to October 21. Results were astounding. Developers felt ignored. Streamers felt undertooled. Fans felt that the Halo web experience was suffering. Immediately, Scott and I devised a plan of action with Andy. We would bring back the heydays of the Halo meta, where Bungie.net dominated the time we all spent online comparing stats. We would build a web and developer community experience the Halo franchise truly deserved. During this research, we met Alexis, Zenny, and discovered HaloDotAPI. Alexis has done a phenomenal job building a custom Halo Infinite API for the beta flights and clearly had more social media clout than Scott and I. However, it was costing him a lot to keep HaloDotAPI alive. The more we talked to each other, the more excited we got. We agreed to partner with him and absorb the costs of running the service for the benefit of the Halo community. HaloDotAPI turned from a side project into a full-time job, and Alexis joined forces with Scott, myself, and the rest of the AutoCode team in late 21. The rest, as they say, is history. Our future. The decision to shut HaloDotAPI down hasn't been taken lightly. We have done everything in our power to turn it into a sustainable business. However, and not for lack of trying, 343 Industries has not been able to engage with us in a meaningful way due to resource, policy, and compliance issues. We've now spent thousands of hours and much more money than some may consider reasonable in support of a community we love and want to see thrive. I do not regret this investment. In business, sometimes things simply don't work out your way. We took a shot and did our best. In spite of loving the community, supporting the work further is not tenable, and we have had to come to the painful decision that HaloDotAPI and all associated services will shut down as of July 31st, 2022. Practically, this means that as of July 31st, all websites and services dependent upon HaloDotAPI will need to be shut down, modified, or migrated to other solutions. As we've been the primary source of API support for the community, we are not aware of any other high-fidelity solutions at the moment, but we'll keep you posted. And finally, how to support. This shutdown may be an unfortunate road bump, but we don't believe this is the end of the story. We hope this is simply a learning experience to grow from, and we want to keep the opportunity to work with Halo on the table in the future. We love the community, and we have enjoyed our experiences even if they have not ended in the outcome we had hoped for. We have new initiatives we have planned on working on. Online file share, new creator tools, better community tools, to usher in a stronger, healthier Halo community. If our work is important to you as a fan, we would love you to make your voice heard on social media with hashtag SaveHalo.API. While unlikely to have an impact today, we hope the right people see it to help things move forward in the future. If you decide to share words of support, please focus on positive messages about your experiences with HaloDotAPI. Feel free to let both the Halo and Xbox teams know how much you care. When one door closes, another opens. We appreciate all your support and hope to see the Halo community thrive. And again, that's from Keith Horwood of AutoCode and Alexis Biz of HaloDotAPI. Before we move on to other news stories that we have, I just want to say that this really, really sucks. Like, we won't have Halo Data Hive won't have automated results for scrims, for tournament results, for whatever it may be. You're not even going to be able to see your personal stats there anymore. That's just one example, right? When Halo Waypoint got updated, when the website got updated, all Halo 5 files were removed. The links don't work anymore. Like, you can't find Halo 5 custom game files on Halo Waypoint any longer. So Forge Hub was how you would get those. You would go to Forge Hub, you would find the map or the game mode that you'd like, and they would include a link to download it directly from there. That won't exist anymore. And again, those are two examples. And the examples just continue. When this announcement was made, to me, it felt like it came out of the blue. But obviously, things cost time and money. I completely understand the reasoning. And I also loved how they included that they had tried to work with 343 on this, but they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because of parent company Microsoft. But the thing that irks me probably the most about this is that we talk about all the time how Infinite is missing this, Infinite's missing that, blah, 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 blah. But the thing that really gets to me, still to this day, and I bitched about it back when the game launched, is that there's still no match history on Waypoint. If you go to your service record, and the reason why I'm bringing this up now, again, is because you had a service record for 5. You had a service record for 4. You had a service record for 3. You have a service record for MCC. Like, you're able to view your stats and your matches played, the enemies you played off against, the map and mode combinations that you played, the playlist that you were in. You were able to see all that on Waypoint for previous titles in the franchise. But for Infinite, you can't. It'd be one thing to me if there was another option available. If 343 had developed something internally to provide you the same information, that'd be one thing. But as of right now, and that's key, as of right now, they don't. And the fact that the AutoCode and HaloDotAPI crew, the fact that they need to go this route of shutting their services down because they're just, not getting any support from that side, again, mainly because of Big Daddy Microsoft, and also things cost time and money, and it's just not tenable, like they stated in their statement. It's sad. It's really fucking sad. I loved being able to go back and look through tournament statistics on Halo Data Hive. We have them in our show all the time. Scrim results as well. Now what Halo Data Hive has to do is they have to be like readily available to get that information as the series, as the game happens live. And that in and of itself is not tenable. Like, I wouldn't expect them to do that. I really, really hope that in the near future, now we're going to talk about the desync bullshit later too, but I hope that in the near future that something gets done where something internally can be built. An internal API can be built for Infinite, and then third-party people within the community can take it and use it for what they will. And if not the second part of that, all I hope is that something internally gets built and is on Waypoint at the bare minimum. When 343 states that they can't do it due to compliance issues with Microsoft and sharing player data, I get it to an extent. I do. I get it to an extent. And that's why I'm putting emphasis on 343 building something in-house. Because it's their data that they're collecting, right? Under the Microsoft umbrella. So as long as just something gets built in-house internally, then that should obviously fall within the compliance. Because they're not sharing it to anybody else out there. They're not sharing it to third-party API tools. But this just sucks. It's a big fucking downer on just a pile of things that have been happening. We all want to see this game succeed. You know? We all want to see the population skyrocket in terms of people playing it. We want stats to be easily accessible. The things that the community makes, and I don't want to sound like I'm a Halo boomer right now, but like ever since, we had it with montaging back in the day. It's not as relevant as it was back then, but like gaming communities as a whole love to create really cool shit for the games that they play, for the games that they love, right? Whether it be fan art, whether it be cosplay, whether it be integrating with API services, creating maps, creating modes, having conventions, whatever it may be. People love creating for the games and the franchises that they love. And Halo's obviously no different. And Halo has been in a rough state for a while. And Infinite was supposed to be that shining beacon to bring everybody back together. It was going to have the best of both worlds, the best of modern, the best of classic. And the foundation is set, right? It does play well. But it's just plagued with issues too. And 343 have come out and said that they need to move slow before they're able to move fast. Clearly, development did not go the way that they envisioned. Things had changed. People were brought in. People left. It's the nature of the beast. This is just another blow. And not only is it a blow, but it's a blow to a service that affects so many other services and so many people playing and watching and listening to the game that you may not even realize. This isn't just about the competitive side with stats and everything. They even said it in their statement as well. They literally power a bot in the official Halo Discord server. And that's no longer going to be a thing. And again, just one singular example. The thing that blows my mind is that this may mean that you're not going to be able to get Halo 5 files anymore. Now people may come back and be like, well, Halo 5 is a dead game. I'm seeing kind of a resurgence online to be like, bring me back to the Halo 5 days, you know?
Classic Halo cycle.
It is. But like, where am I going to get those files? I have no fucking idea. And frankly, I don't know if they're going to be able to be retrieved anymore once this change happens. So I'll end it with this. To the AutoCode and HaloDotAPI crews, thank you all so much for what you've done. Thank you for being passionate about this franchise. Thank you for choosing this franchise. And all I can hope is in the near future, or just in the future in general, that the franchise loves you back. I hope we get to a point where development is at a state where things can be done quickly, efficiently, and that passion that you guys have for this franchise that we all love still burns bright. And hopefully this API gets developed internally and you guys can take it from there. I really, really fucking hope so. Anything you want to add, Will?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Before I move on to the next news story, I want to give a shout to Dave. Davey Wavy. It's been so long since I've been able to watch a live show and enjoy the shenanigans. Toast, my brothers. Much love. Toast to you. Toast to you, Dave. Thank you so much for, 26 months of a resub. You, sir, get a woo! And a drink. Next news story. The HCS Orlando Major. This is by the HCS. I tried to trim things down. I'm gonna just fucking bullet point go through this, okay? September 23rd through the 25th. It's in Orlando. It's a major, global, Twitch and YouTube for the broadcast. Spectator tickets are available right now. Team passes will be available on August 15th. 4v4 prize pool starts at $250,000. Wow. And the FFA prize pool is $5,000. The top 12 teams, this is key here. The top 12 teams from Orlando will qualify for Worlds. HCS Orlando will feature the standard major format. It includes an open bracket, pool play, champ bracket, and a free-for-all. Now, aside from the 16 pool play qualified teams, 2 teams from each region, 8 total, will earn travel coverage to the Orlando Major through the HCS Open Championships. These 8 teams will play through the open bracket. Australia and New Zealand will not have an open championship. Those 2 spots will be claimed at the Australia-New Zealand Regional Finals. While all teams are eligible to register for the Open Championships, only the top 16 North American and EU teams and the top 8 Mexico teams with the most HCS points will be invited to compete. So again, this was like leading into Kansas City. Okay? Yeah. So just keep that in mind. It's basically the same process like Kansas City was. No HCS points will be earned through the Open Championship itself. And then to see the ladders, go to hcs.ee.gg. Uncle Pumpy back in the chat says, can't wait for Orlando. Got 3 VIP tickets for me and my friends. Congratulations, man. Hope you enjoy it. Tournament dates for the Open Championships. North American, EU, and Mexico are from August 27th to the 28th. So basically a month before Orlando. And registration will go live at a later date. For 3-day tickets for general admission, you get entrance into the event for the entirety of the tournament. You get access to compete in the free-for-all tournament at no extra charge. It's $50, and they're available right now. And then the VIP 3-day tickets, you get early entry into the venue. You get a dedicated entry line at check-in, access to the VIP lounge and private bar, which is hopefully better than the last 2 events. Limited edition VIP credential. It's a fucking badge. Exclusive production tour with backstage access and onstage photo opportunity. It was definitely better in KC than it was at Raleigh. They definitely improved that.
Yeah.
You get early access to the free-for-all competition check-in 30 minutes before general admission. There are surprise exclusive giveaways. VIPs will earn the Grand Finals exclusive Twitch drop without having to watch the Grand Finals, and it'll be $100, and those are available right now as well. Team passes will be available on August 15th, like I said before. There will be 4 channels for broadcasts, both on Twitch and YouTube. That is /Halo, Xbox, HCS Red, HCS Blue, and Halo Esports for YouTube, obviously. Twitch drops, they'll be available all weekend long, but they'll be announced later. They have not been announced as of yet. And then the FFA tournament. Orlando will feature a $5,000 FFA open to all attendees, and it'll be on Saturday, September 24th. Competitors who win the online FFA qualifiers ahead of the event will also earn travel coverage to compete in the FFA at the Orlando, and registration will open at a later date. And then we have Worlds. October 20th through the 23rd, but spectators only from October 21st through the 23rd. Again, it's in Seattle. It's a World Championship. It's invite only. It'll be on Twitch and YouTube for the broadcast. The spectator tickets are available right now. The prize pool starts at $1 million. And again, the FFA prize pool is $5,000. Kind of wish that was a little more, but it is what it is. Tournament format. Worlds will feature a 16-team pool play into double elimination championship bracket. For qualification, the top 12 placing teams from Orlando, regardless of region, will qualify for pool play. That's fucking cool. Play-in stage. The top 2 placing teams from each region outside of the top 12 at Orlando, HCS points will be used as a tiebreaker, will be invited to an 8-team play-in bracket at the World Championship. The top 4 placing teams from that play-in will join the other top 12 teams in pool play, therefore being 16 teams. Pool play is 4 groups of 4 round robin. The top 2 teams from each pool will advance to the champ bracket, and the bottom 2 teams will be eliminated from the tournament. No second chances. You fucking out. But the champ bracket is double elim, best of 5 until the grand finals only, which is best of 7. Huh. Okay. I would have preferred, just like a slight criticism, what I would have preferred, because this is the world championship, is if I'm fine with best of 5, but winner final, loser final, grand final, I would prefer best of 7.
I can get with that.
Yeah. Little more at stake, you know?
Plus it's your biggest event of the year.
Yeah.
You might want those final games to go just a little bit longer. Keep the viewers around, you know?
Exactly. You literally have the best, 4 teams at that point?
Yeah.
So, hell yeah. Tickets and team passes. General admission 3-day tickets include entrance into the event for the entirety of the tournament, access to compete in the free-for-all at no extra charge. It's $75, and they're available now. And then VIP, 3-day, obviously, $250. Here's what you get. Early entry into the venue on Friday, dedicated entry line and check-in, access to the VIP lounge and private bar, and this better be the fucking greatest private bar in the world. Oh my God. Exclusive production tour with backstage access and onstage photo opportunity. That includes a rundown of the venue and all that stuff. Early access to the free-for-all competition check-in, 30 minutes before general admission. Chance to win exclusive surprise giveaways. All the exclusive. You get 10% off on HCS apparel and merchandise. That did come in handy at KC. VIPs will earn the grand finals exclusive Twitch drop without having to watch the grand finals, of course. You get early access to the merch store on Friday. You get an exclusive VIP swag bag, including a Halo World Championship poster, which I hope doesn't get crumpled up. You know what? I'm going to say this, and I thought about this. I'm going to say this. If you're giving people a poster, I don't think it's going to happen, but if you're giving people a poster, this is what I hope you do. You're charging $250 for VIP. I really hope that you're giving away like poster containers. Like the cardboard, you know, just the tubes. Like you just have them in there and you hand them out. That's what I hope you have. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's be real here. But for $250, I'd like that. Because people are flying in. You know? Dave's worried about it. He knows. I don't fucking want my poster crumpled up. There's an exclusive VIP meet and greet with 343 and guest celebrities. I think The Rock's going to be there. I'm just kidding. Fuck final. You get an exclusive chance to win a VIP 343 studio tour package. The tour would occur on Monday, October 24th, 2022, and the winner can bring a +1 for a total of 2 guests. HCS will not provide additional hotel or flight for the winners. The time of the tour is subject to 343 availability and will be confirmed once the winner is selected. You have an activity fast pass, playable stations, signings, and panels. So there is a lot more involved there than previous majors. Again, 4 streams across Twitch and YouTube, / Halo, Xbox, HCS Red, and HCS Blue, along with Halo Esports on YouTube, obviously, and then Twitch drops will be a thing. Now let's talk about what that shit actually means for tickets here. Tickets for Orlando Major and Halo World Championship 2022, this by the HCS. Also, welcome back, Katana. Good to see you. Halo Fest Reborn. At the center of the Halo World Championship experience is the biggest and most prestigious tournament of the year. It's critically important to us, however, that the event feel welcome to Halo fans, whether you enjoy social multiplayer, the rich story and lore, the epic campaigns, and everything in between. In spirit, we want the Halo World Championship to feel like a Halo Fest of sorts, the destination each year that has something for all Halo fans where you can play Halo with your friends and family, hear the latest news, and take part in fun activities. While we're still locking in all the details and what you can expect, here's a brief glimpse into some of the extra activities taking place at the Halo World Championship that you'll be able to take part in. Development panels, cosplay contest, artist panels, meet and greet with members of 343, partnered team and sponsor booths. Is Optic going to have a fucking booth? Please? Free play Halo Infinite land stations, and special guest appearances and signings. This is just the start, and in the coming months, we'll be growing this list and adding to the experience. Additionally, we look to build on the experience year over year and hope to deliver unforgettable memories to share as a global Halo community under one roof. VIP experience upgrades. For the event VIPs, we're also upgrading the experience in multiple key areas, including viewing experience, exclusive commemorative items, and experiential opportunities, and much more. We already talked about basically all that you're getting there. But again, you get an activity fast pass for playable stations and signings and panels. And you actually have an opportunity to be a judge for the cosplay contest. So there's that. And then, speaking of the cosplay contest, for the first time in an official HCS event, we'll be hosting a cosplay contest. The Halo community's creativity and dedication to their craft knows no bounds, and we couldn't think of a better way to celebrate. While full rules are still on the way, we wanted to signal that the contest was happening as soon as we could so that cosplayers could prepare. Additionally, the contest has a $5,000 prize pool and will feature multiple judging stages for members of 343 Industries and luminaries in the Halo community. Be on the lookout for more details in the coming weeks and months. And that's it for the competitive news. Yeah, I told you it was going to be a long one. Will, that means it's time for the upcoming tournaments of the week presented by NoobCombo.com. Check out NoobCombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. Just a few this week. Just a few. Daily tournaments, First Blood and Z League. Wednesday, July 6th, the HCS FFA Series EU. Saturday, July 9th, we have the Pioneers Community Night 2v2. And then on Sunday, July 10th, we have the Halo Mexico 2v2 tournament, HCS Open Series for Australia, New Zealand, EU, and NA, and the HCS Mexico Regional Qualifier. That's it for upcoming tournaments of the week, presented by NoobCombo.com. Check out NoobCombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. Holy fucking shit, it's King J. What? Hi.
Hello.
What are you doing here? I mean, I appreciate it, but like, what? Yo, thanks for the follow, too. What the fuck is going on? Hashtag save HaloDotAPI. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. How are you doing? Seen the stream, just wanted to check it out. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome. Good to see you. Will, King J made it.
Yeah.
So what do we got next? Rostermania!
Just one piece of news in Rostermania so far this week. We all know it's been crazy. Lots of players ending up with different scrim teams, but who knows where all these players are going to land. We do have one team here. It's Team Reclaimer. It's going to be Valkyrie, Shabby Dagger, Nemains, and Milsey coming together.
They played in Valencia.
They did.
As well. So we're not going to get into the whole fucking... There's a reason why I didn't include it in the show. Okay? The whole... Oh, what could be the new potential phase roster? Holy shit.
There's nothing confirmed yet.
There's literally nothing confirmed yet. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. Yeah, that team would be Dominant Slayers. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'll say that. But like...
We just don't know.
We don't know.
It's tough. You could speculate on a lot of things.
Yeah.
You could put a lot of things out into the ether, but we really don't know what's happening yet.
Yeah. And as we've kind of learned is that contracts are kind of a bitch to buy out. So who knows what's going to happen there. And Spartan, man, good luck to you on that bench. Shall we get to some scrims, my man?
Yeah, that's all we have for Rostermania. Let's move over to some recaps.
King J says hashtag free Sparty. We've discussed that multiple times. Not going to get into it again. I have one scrim for you because I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that potential phase thing. Okay. But I did want to highlight one here. G1, again, with Boo Boo Doo Boo. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm talking about this is because Boo Boo's been playing with G1 for a little bit longer than a day. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, again, nothing's confirmed yet there, but at least that one's been a little more consistent. So we'll see what happens there. Yo, what the fuck? King J with the fucking sub. Thank you so much. You get a woo!
There's all the emotes.
There's the emotes. Thank you so much, man. Holy shit, that's crazy. But G1 went up against Sentinels. Now we know about the supposed potential turmoil within the Sentinels roster with the whole lethal situation and the potential Renegade situation and all that shit and how that may or may not have didn't go through if it was going to be a thing. But G1 beat Sentinels 10-7 in a scrim. Now we know scrims don't mean anything, but they did do that.
They did.
And I wanted to highlight that they did that.
Yeah. It's tough for me to feel like Sentinels would have turmoil just for the fact that they've always been like, get down to business, right?
Yeah.
Like this is business. This is our jobs. We're going to execute and win.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that's actually playing into their gameplay, or maybe it is. I just don't know at this point in time.
Right. Since Jay, if you're still here, I want to ask you a question. So the whole BBG scenario or situation that happened there, do you have any idea of what's happened? Like how are you doing? What's going on with you? I'm not like, we're not looking for tea or anything like that, but like, you know, when that announcement happened, I'm like, oh shit, that fucking sucks. And so yeah, if you wanted to share anything, feel free to. Not going to harp on it, but just wishing you the best. That's all. Yeah. Also, I do want to say as well, fucking said I'm vibing, had multiple teams approach me trying to find a team time to scrim with everyone. Doing good though. Hey, that's good to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also want to say that it was hilarious. If I'm not mistaken, it was you and Royal 2, like talking with Snakebite, during an open series, I think, stream. Like you guys were doing watch parties for it. One of the most hilarious things that I've witnessed in terms of competitive Halo, just banter back and forth. Like they talked about like Royal 2 old school videos that he was in. And I don't think we got links to any of that, but it was hilarious, the things that were talked about. So good shit. The trio cast with us three is unmatched. Absolutely. It was phenomenal. So please keep that shit up. Because I talked about it when we were the post KC show. We'll get to the tournament league recaps in a second. I just want to, because Jay's here, want to utilize the time. That's the thing that I loved the most, like after KC, was having more than one pro player within the scene, like talking to one another, doing a watch party, during a scrim, whatever it may be, and just hearing that behind the scenes stuff, not within game. You know, you guys talked about how you guys grew up with one another and how you guys were really good friends back in high school and whatnot. And it just brings, everybody knows the pro player, right? But that's something that we love, is when you peel back the curtain a little bit and you get to learn more about the person themselves. That's really, really, really fucking cool. So, and Jay, that's not a problem. He says you don't get much insight into gameplay, but you get comedy with us. And that to me is sometimes even more important, because the gameplay can kind of speak for itself in some ways, right? You can watch the gameplay. Sometimes people just watch streams for gameplay, whatever it may be. But hearing you guys talk about not just the game itself, but talking about experiences you guys had growing up with one another, and just, that's always really cool, because I feel, especially when within competitive Halo, you don't get to hear much about that. So thank you for doing that. Appreciate that. Will.
Yeah.
I only had the one scrim I want to talk about
okay,
because I'm not
perfect.
going to speculate over rosters that may or may not even become a thing.
Sure.
But hey, that team would be cool.
It would be.
Who the fuck knows? What do we got for the tournament and league recaps for the last week?
Of course, we'll start off with the Halo Rec League FFA series. This is their second series. And we have our week 6 leaders. I'm just running words together here. In 10th place, we had Big Dog 2324. In 9th is Snake HT. Tied for 7th is Deedle FPS and Finisher 13. In 6th is Vicious Vance. 5th went to a Generic. 4th, Steph Slaps. 3rd is Bane 117. 2nd, Golden Guy 333. And in 1st place is Hades P1. So we have one more week left, as we were informed last week about.
Yeah, we thought
this was going to be the final. So we'll see where things go after with 1 week left of competition.
Hell yeah.
Next up, we have the Knights Arena weekly Halo Infinite 4v4 results. In 3rd, 4th, we have Sauna's Finest Street Runners. 2nd went to Pittsburgh Knights, and 1st went to CN, taking it home. Next up, Wild West Wednesday 2v2 results. In 3rd, 4th, we have Coal Rush and T. 2nd went to Zex Sucks, and 1st is pending. Next up here, the Esports Arena Series E results. In 4th place, we had Crowd Pleasers, which was Kratos, Tony, Avenue, and Ikshana. 3rd went to BBG, Aperture, Mines, Nemesis, and Neighbor. 2nd, Fnatic, Septify, Super CC, Jazero, and Rami. And then Halo 5 Guardians took 1st place with Druck, Collect, Eco, and Manny. So a little team spliced together, you could say.
Ooh. Spliced together. Lamau. Also, I find it hilarious that Neighbor's like, hey, I may be like part of BBG, but I can play too, bitch. He's just hopped in there. He's not a player for the team, but I just thought that was funny.
Jumped in.
Yeah, he did. Go ahead.
All right. Next up, the HCS series, free-for-all series, as Josh.
Yes.
I got to throw that in there every once in a while. For Australia, New Zealand. So in 4th place.
These are for last week. So like not the ones that happened yesterday. This was last week.
So a week from yesterday.
Yes.
A week from Monday the 4th.
Yes, correct.
So still in June.
Correct.
June 27th. It says the date.
It does.
Right at the top.
It does. But it's for people listening and or watching, I just like don't want people confused. Be like, that's not who won this week. You're right. It's who won last week.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. In 4th place, we had Bandit. 3rd went to no. Riddabibity? I'm going to go with that. Sways is 2nd, and then Ryu in 1st. Is that, yeah, that's exactly what went into my brain.
Yep.
All right, for Mexico, again, from June 27th. In 4th place, we have Strikey. 3rd went to Vision. 2nd went to Grimsty. And 1st, Tapping Buttons, dominant as always.
Yeah, he doesn't lose. So he hasn't lost.
All right. EU series for the 27th. In 4th place was Little Ugly Shane. Wafts is in 3rd. Potter WT for 2nd. And then View 2000.
Ugly Shane.
Little Ugly Shane. What a name. Or it could be Viewee 2000. I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway. The FFA series for North America from June 27th. In 4th place went to Tactical Rat. 3rd went to Reverbed. 2nd, Dakota NY. And 1st, OG Halo Noob. Now, Tactical Rat is a really good way to describe FFA gameplay. You have to wait around, wait till engagements happens, and then you get in there.
And or Tactical Slayer.
True.
And or Ranked.
Yeah, that does happen a lot, huh?
For all the tactical rats. That fucking shit.
All right, next up, your Open Series for Australia, New Zealand from June 26th. In 4th place was Dire Wolves. If you don't remember who that is, it's Zirkle, Bald, Vamped, and Jordan. 3rd went to the Chiefs, which included Madsy, Beaston, Berserk, and Slays. 2nd went to Nuke and Pave. This was an Ingestix, Dino, Junior, and Benji. And 1st went to Divine Mind, Plasma, Rated, Pips, and Sways. The Open Series for Mexico, again from June 26th. In fourth place was Cruelty. This included Danny Knight, Draginak, Reaper Rips, and Deco. Third went to Leave No Witness. This is Gambino, Strikey, Roach, and Noble. Second went to CN, Guardian, Magico, Bullet, and Johan MC. And taking first again is the Pittsburgh Knights.
Who would have thought that was going to happen?
Tapping Buttons, Pool, Drift, and Atso. All right. And then for North America, the Open Series from the 30th. Some excitement going on here. In fourth place was KC Pioneers, Manny, Soul Snipe, Druck, and Tolic. Third, G2 Esports, Gilkey, Envor, Sab, and Straight Sick. Second went to Space Station Gaming, Ace, Collect, Suppress, and Tylenol. And first place went to Gamers First, Predevenator, Swish, Boobadooboo, and Squall Eye. Some interesting series happened there.
For sure. There were some great series that took place 100%. It's just, said it last week, I'm going to say it again until people stop doing this, which they won't, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is an online best of 3, right? I think it's still best of 3 until the end.
Yeah.
Not all the top teams are competing, but we give credit where credit is due. And G1 performed very well throughout this entire tournament. And Collect is still a fucking monster on Space Station.
He is like the shining star of that squad for me. He was getting kills, making plays, kind of making things happen for that team in the moment.
And you've heard what Tools said, right, about him? Tools, Garrett O'Tools, by the way, of LVT. Shout out LVT. Tools, Jesus Christ, I want to call him Garrett now all of a sudden. Tools said how he believes Collect is going to be like
the centerpiece.
No, like the shining star of Infinite. Like, yeah. Like what a Renegade or a Frosty was for 5.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, sky's the limit for this kid because he is crazy good so far. But again, we need to keep this in a vacuum. Okay? Collect is playing incredibly well in the vacuum of the Open Series. Okay? And I'm not trying to detract from his ability. Okay? I'm not a pro player. I can't tell him how good or how bad he is, right? I can see that he's playing very, very well in these Open Series events. We need to see progression still. And I have no doubt that he'll be able to do it. It's just, let's see what happens when we get to the super event. Let's see what happens when we get to Orlando. And even then, I'll even say this because I don't believe Space Station is going to do well as a team. And that's just my opinion. But if Collect does well, if he as a player individually does well, that will like light bulb off in the head, like, holy shit, this is something to pay attention to. Teams should be paying attention to this kid. And there's that.
Sure. It's about, he's showing that he has skills, right?
Absolutely.
And sometimes being in the right system can make those skills shine even more. So we'll see if his play through the rest of this HCS season, I guess you could call it, the 21-22 season, keeps him on SSG, or if he's elevated somewhere else after we might have Rostermania in the offseason. We might not. Still don't know full details of these dang contracts that got signed. So
right. Just 2 quick things I want to add before you move on, Will. One, Boobadooboo, when he first started playing with G1, I had some reservations because he wasn't really doing so well in like the first Open Series event he played with them. But I guess that's kind of understandable. First time in, trying to get the bearings, whatever it may be.
Yeah, figure out how the team works.
Exactly. But this one, not just because they won, but just overall, Boo Boo was playing a much better, like he was just playing much better overall. He was playing a better role. He was doing what he needed to do, playing much better team Halo. And it obviously clicked. Now, again, everything in a vacuum, right? Open series. Not all the best teams are competing. This is just an online thing, whatever it may be, but I'm giving credit where credit is due. And then also I want to say for Space Station, just Collect in general, I really can't help but feel there's something wrong in that team because of the Rami situation that happened. And Collect we saw the tweets that have since been deleted. Like, he was very upset. And like, it's one thing if a team decision was made. We've talked about this weeks prior. It's not mandatory that it needs to happen like this. But it's one thing if a team decision is made. It's another thing if your duo is just abruptly gone from your team. And that he was visibly upset on Twitter, and clearly it's not affecting his play. If anything, his play's gotten better.
It's fueled him.
I was going to say, anger is a big, anger can absolutely be a big fuel. But yeah, I say it all the time. I don't think Space Station's going to do well, but I want them to. Like, I want them to be better because then that's more competition. We say it all the time. But for Collect, like I said, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, teams better be paying attention. And then, like you mentioned, I think you brought up a really good point about being in a good system, being within a good organization that cares. And I'm not saying Space Station doesn't. I'm just saying being within an environment that caters to your play style, that can be a huge differentiator between being a good team and a great team.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Will.
More tournament results?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll now run through the free-for-all series for what happened on the 4th of July. And we'll start again with Australia, New Zealand. In 4th place was Aleo, 3rd Madzi, 2nd Berserk, and 1st went to Slays.
Nice.
For Mexico, 4th place was Guruloko, 3rd went to Mushi, 2nd Johan MC, and 1st Tapping Buttons again.
I think that's back to back to back. I think he's a three-peater right now. What's up, Winkler? Welcome back. Good to see you.
And then finally, the free-for-all series for North America. 4th place went to Exemplified. 3rd went to TGI John. 2nd Reverbed, and 1st OG Halo Noob.
And that's either back-to-back or, again, back-to-back-to-back.
That is back-to-back as far as I'm aware of. Yeah. I don't remember the one before, but...
I don't either.
There you go.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking crazy, though.
Yes.
Good for them. Good for them.
All right.
You ready, Will?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. It's time for our first topic of the week. HCS Valencia, almost said Valencia. Valencia, the EU regional final.
Yeah.
Let's start with the FFA. Because, yes, an FFA took place here. Do you want me to run through them?
It's up to you.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
And I'll just go through them all. At 8th place, Lorenco. 7th was Alien. 6th was Penguin, but not the one you're thinking of. 5th was Demos. 4th was Rinix. 3rd, iProm. 2nd, PG120. And 1st, Hershey. So congratulations to Hershey on winning the FFA. Will, do you want to go through the results of the 4v4, the regional championship of Valencia?
Of course. Since this was LAN, we'll run through them all. In 7th through 8th, we had Vex Gaming and Blackhand. 5th through 6th, Online Warriors and Scorched Hand. 4th went to J-Lings. 3rd to Navi. 2nd Quadrant. And your champions, if you didn't know already, are Acend.
Oh my God, crazy. Couple of things I want to point out here. So I really, really thought that Navi were going to be able to beat Quadrant to face off against Acend in the grand final. I really thought it was going to happen. But then Jimbo fucked his team over. Not by a play, nothing like that. Not by being a poor teammate. He's a great teammate. He makes great plays. But it's by what he said. In an interview, before that series was even a thing, in an interview, Jimbo said that it doesn't matter what Quadrant does, they would never be able to beat Na'Vi when it mattered. Well, they beat them when it mattered. And Jimbo got to eat his words right in front of their faces. And unfortunately for Na'Vi, which they did have a pretty damn good showing leading up to the losers final.
That final was tough too because in the losses, like Jimbo was the one doing the work. If you look at the stat lines, he was basically keeping that team afloat.
Yeah.
Things just didn't go their way. It was that snowball effect, it seemed like, for him.
Too Foxy had some good plays. Mighty is it's tough for Mighty's because this is his first experience in this scenario. So you are a pro player. I shouldn't have to be giving you slack right now, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm in a giving mood. I'm going to give a little slack to Mighty's. This was really his first experience with this.
With LAN?
Yep. So you can take this as a massive learning experience for what it is. You can take this as, you know what? We did place third. The only way to go is up from here. And as long as they stick with him, they can develop him and he can become an even better player. So I'm not going to shit on him for the performance that was within this tournament because frankly, it was his first one. And the only way for this to happen is to learn, you know? But I got to give it up for Quadrant. They showed out. They showed out when, honest to God, while I love that roster with SLG. I love the French boys. I know you love the French boys. The thing is that they've always kind of remained under the radar for me. To me, when I think of EU Halo, I think of Na'Vi and Acend. I know Quadrant's there, but they've never done anything really to impress me. I love the roster, but nothing's really blown me away. This tournament, they kind of blew me away, especially beating Na'Vi in the losers final. They shut the doubters up, and I even think it was it Legend? Someone from Acend was on the desk, and I think Lottie asked him, who do you want to play? Who do you want to see in the grand final? Someone asked them that. It might have been Onset or whatever. Someone asked them, who do you want to see in the grand final? And I think they said that I think they said Na'Vi would beat Quadrant, but then as it happened, I forgot exactly what happened, but regardless, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm jumping over my words right now. I got to give props to Quadrant for how they placed in this event. And the other thing that I got to give massive props to, Jaylings, they played incredibly well. I think Scorched Hand and eliminated Black Hand.
Nice.
So the sister org beat the parent org. That was funny. Also really cool to see because Batchford was on that Scorched Hand roster. And he had mentioned previously that he was taking a step away and then comes back, competes at Valencia, and see what happens here. You know? That was really cool. But like I said, Jayling's doing well, I would say, overall. And Acend bleeding.
Yeah, they're finally not seeming so invincible.
Right. Clutch said at the very beginning of the event, during pool play, when Acend beat their opponent 3-0, that Clutch said, I could see them not dropping a single map this event. And I'm thinking to myself, are you high? They are absolutely going to at least drop one map. At least. But no, teams took them to task. And that's awesome to see. That was the biggest worry is that, Will, I know how much you're not a fan of the Dynasty rosters.
Yeah.
You like an underdog story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. To me, I love seeing the dominance, but at the same time, there has to be a way that there has to be chinks in the armor, you know? And for Acend, we finally got to see it. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that this was the first LAN for Acend with Respectful on the roster. So who knows if they just get better from here, then I just shut the fuck up, you know?
Sure.
But
I mean, Quadrant took them to a game 7.
Yep.
Now they didn't get the reset.
Nope.
But they were there. They took those games off of Acend.
Was it 7 or 5? It had to be 7,
No,
right?
It was the best of 7.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. I'm sorry. Just making sure. And then also, the big question was in the air. What happens to Acend that Shady leaves? Well, you pick up Respectful from Navi. What happens there? Do you remain dominant? Is there going to be an issue within the team? Is Respectful the same caliber of player as Shady? And what we learned is that things worked out just fine. And yeah, like I said, for Navi with Mighties, it's sure right now Mighties is not the same caliber of player as a Respectful, but Mighties, and I'm not saying this is definitive, but Mighties might have a higher ceiling. Mighties is coming in newer. Respectful's been around for quite some time. Not that that's a bad thing. I think veteran skills are immensely powerful. But yeah, I think Navi can take a step back from this and be like, you know what? Yes, we didn't come to do what we set out to do. We didn't finish the way we expected to finish. But for this kid's first LAN experience, I think you have a lot to take back to the table and a lot to improve upon for the next event. And that being Orlando, because Acend, Quadrant, Navi, and J-Lings all secured pool play and travel to Orlando based off of this event. So they will be in pool play regardless. It's just how they show up. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Got to give a big shout out to everybody all the talent for the event, all the people behind the scenes of the event who made things run, had things continue. You all did a phenomenal job, of course. Big shout out to Gaskin and Schurzy for casting the grand finals. Again, I'm jumping over my words. I apologize. Just really fucking cool to see there. Like I said this to Schurzy. I want you to be casting a fucking grand finals for a North American event. You and Gaskin better do that too. HCS, make it happen. And then there's one piece of potential controversy I want to add to this as well, not related to the casters or anything like that. So unfortunately, I didn't see this happen, but we've talked about momentum being a big thing, and I think, Will, you know exactly what I'm about to get to. Between Game 6 and Game 7 of that Grand Finals. Now, again, for those who don't know how the Grand Finals structure works in a double elimination bracket for a Halo event, the team coming from elimination or losers bracket, as I call it, needs to win 2 best-of-7 series. So you win your first best of 7. That therefore means a bracket reset, if you will. And then there's one final best of 7 series to determine the actual winner of the tournament. If the team coming from losers wins that first best of 7. But if the team from the winner's side wins the first best of 7, then the tournament's over and that's it. Okay? Double elimination. So, like Will had mentioned, Quadrant took Acend to a Game 7 in the first best of 7, where it ended, actually. But between Games 6 and 7, there was a 15-minute, roughly, break. And what I've been hearing a lot of people say is that completely killed Quadrant's momentum leading into Game 7. Acend took advantage of the situation. They won the game, they won the series, they won the tournament. Maybe if that 15-minute break wasn't there, maybe the outcome would be different. To that, I agree and disagree. I agree that the outcome could have been different, but I agree that momentum can be a massive, massive point in terms of how you perform in a tournament. Because we've seen it happen before. Especially with players disconnecting during a game in a tournament, and then you have to wait and all momentum is killed. What's the ruling going to be? Is the ruling going to be fucked? Is it going to be justified? Whatever. Am I going to have to completely replay that game? Fuck, now I have to do this all over again. I agree with all that. And the frustrations around that and the momentum around that. But, and I've said this before as well, Will, you can attest to this. While I agree that momentum shifts are huge, especially in competitive games, sports, whatever it may be, there is a separation between a normal player and a professional player. And in my mind, if you are a professional player, you should be able, again, as a professional player, you should be able to assess the situation, make the necessary changes, and play your game, regardless of the situation. And I may sound like I'm talking out of my ass, and you can say that. That's fine. It's your opinion. But if you are a professional player playing at a professional level, and if you're Quadrant in this scenario, then you know what? You look at your teammates and you're like, guys, we got this. Lock the fuck in. Play our game. We say it all the time. Anybody can win a Slayer. Yes, Acend is a very dominant team in Slayer. We understand that. But anybody can win a Slayer. You just have to get those right plays. And unfortunately for Quadrant, that didn't happen. So the 15-minute break, I get it, can be a complete momentum killer. Completely understand that. But the fact of the matter is you still have a game to play. You have your coach there. You have your teammates there. Have a chat. Lock the fuck in. You have an opportunity to send this to another best of 7. A complete restart. If you are a professional player in a professional situation, you should have the mental fortitude to make the necessary changes and play your game. That's all I wanted to add there.
I mean, I agree with you on the mental side of it. The only thing I'll say is there is something to be said about having a team stunned in the moment, right? Maybe Acend wasn't used to going to game 7s and they're feeling worn down and tired, and then they get that 15-minute break to get their mental reset.
Absolutely.
Too, right?
Absolutely.
And that's work that Quadrant put in to get them to that state.
Yep.
So it's just unfortunate that we do have technical difficulty, breaks, all this stuff. I think someone had mentioned that it might have been a technical difficulty. I don't know if that was confirmed.
I wasn't able to watch that exact fucking moment, so I apologize.
I don't think they stated in the moment from what I heard of what was going on. They went to a break. So don't know what happened, but like I said, I think there is something to be said about having a team shocked or stunned in the moment, and then they're getting that time to reset their own mental.
Yes. Which
is, like I said, it's unfortunate, but everyone's got to play the same game anyway. Just go about your business.
Exactly. And I agreed 100%. Maddie says the venue was having internet issues to my understanding. I saw ESL CSGO tweet about having problems as well. I'm guessing that was it. And that makes total sense because during the broadcast, like if you were watching the stream, things definitely got fuzzy. Things definitely got pixelated.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yep. Things were definitely a little jumpy. So it absolutely makes sense that could have been it. It just sucks that was, if that was it, it sucks that was the case.
Sure.
But the fact of the matter is Acend just, for this tournament, were the better team. They clutched up when they needed to, whether it be mental or otherwise, and they won game 7. They won the series. They won the tournament. So congratulations to them. Quadrant, I can only imagine how devastating that must feel to be so close to resetting that bracket. But hey, like with Navi, like with J-Lings, learning experience. Take this back to the whiteboard. Take this back to the film room. If theater works. You know what I mean? And like, jabs aside. There are things to improve upon. It's just working on those things and coming back even stronger. You know Acend's going to be doing the same thing. But hey, you got some time before Orlando? Take it back to the film room, study up, and come back even stronger. And congratulations to Acend. Still dominant as always.
Yes.
Topic number 2, Will?
Yeah, I'm curious. Do stats matter?
Oh my God. So, this is fucking hilarious. So I said, do stats matter? Apparently not. This is by Ace over on Twitter. Oh boy, Ace.
You know, after reading this again, I think he is taking a more direct shot at certain type of players.
Oh, sure.
But we'll run through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it too. Because like when I first read this, it's to me in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to shit all over this. But no, it's like there are things to take away from it. Absolutely. So Ace said the following. I'm saying this one time. All you kids care about is statistics in a game of Halo.
This is Josh's interpretation of how Ace's tweet read.
He's like, cracks knuckles.
One time!
Yeah, one time! All you fucking Halo Zoomers. Oh, I think you got to plug it in more fully. I cut out a little. There you go. Nice. All you kids care about is statistics in a game of Halo. Yes, there are good and bad plays. Halo at a top level is played as a team. You can literally speak a word while dead that can win your team the game. One word. You can get your team kills by being shot. True. You even have Kobe Bryant, someone who's... Will, I can't not laugh if you laugh, okay?
All right, I'll try to hold it together.
You even have Kobe Bryant, someone who simply scored shitloads of points and was all stats, talking about how James Harden is a ball hog and won't win in the playoffs with that philosophy because it won't win in a series. There are intangibles to sports. Wake up. I'm not talking to anyone directly besides all you kids that see who went positive and be like, this kid carrying blah, blah, blah. Nothing matters except win-loss score at the end of the game.
Okay.
Can I go to the Kobe Bryant statement real quick?
Yeah, that threw
Can
me
I
off.
Start there. You even have Kobe Bryant, someone who simply scored shitloads of points. Simply scored shitloads of points. And won how many championships?
Well,
How many? Hold on. And was all stats talking about how James Harden is a ball hog and won't win in the playoffs with that philosophy because it won't win in a series. How many rings does James Harden have?
He left it out, but Kobe had a team around him where James Harden is like, I'm the best player, give me the ball all the time, and it doesn't translate. Right? Like Kobe had Shaq, and then when Shaq left, then there was some iffiness, and then he built that team back up.
Yeah.
It's
Kobe's a winner.
Kobe's a winner. It's about having the team around him.
It's about having that Mamba mentality.
Thanks.
You're welcome. No, but I think the point he's making there is that James Harden is the player on the team who focuses on stats and only tries to go positive and is not winning his team the game.
Sure.
Yep. And for that, I understand and respect that. Okay. Halo at the top level is played as a team. Absolutely. There is no fault in that statement whatsoever. It is 100%, 1000%, infinite, a team game. Now, you can literally speak a word while dead that can win your team the game. What's that word, Will? Win?
I don't know the one word, but I think he means like on my X or like all week or something like it's that simple where it gives your team that info they need to push forward.
I need one word, Will.
Fuck! That's what I scream when I'm playing. I don't know about you.
Win! Ball! Flag! Hill!
You know. get the gist of what he's trying to say.
Mm-hmm. No, I do. I'm just throwing shit at Ace at this point. You can get your team kills by being shot. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're the decoy, they're not looking at the other play, you're getting shot at.
Right. 100%.
If you're just sitting there taking damage without any plan in sight, don't just be like, I'm getting shot, guys. What are you doing? Like, have communication and plan in place, please.
Just stand in a fucking corner and you're like, I'm getting my team kills, guys. Hell yeah.
I'm taking damage.
I'm taking damage. What's your KD? Oh, I'm negative 25, but stats don't matter. Yeah. Get my team kills. Getting your team killed is what you're doing. So
what else you got?
No, it's so this statement comes out, and I felt like it was a jab at me because I feel like that team ain't it. And I just thought it was really funny how he put this out.
It was a little like this tweet has been ridiculed a lot since it came out.
But also agreed with too. Like, and we there are parts of it that I absolutely agree with. Like Halo being a team-based game, 1000%. You can get your team kills by being shot. Absolutely. By being a decoy, by putting yourself in a position where you can bait out enemy players and your teammates are around corners or teammates are already set up waiting for that ambush. There's absolutely moments where you getting shot at gives your team opportunities to get kills, gives your teams more information as to where enemy players are, where they are shooting from, what they're shooting at, whatever it may be. And that is invaluable information. But stats absolutely play a factor. That's the point I want to get at here.
Right. But I think he's directing this
to the kids who think stats are everything when they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
That, if you don't go 20 and 10 or whatever, that you're not contributing. No, there's nuances to Halo that don't show through stats.
Right.
I think that's his overall message here that kind of got lost with the
Kobe Bryant.
The Kobe Bryant thing, the dying, the getting shot, it's all kind of negative connotation in there.
Right.
It could have been worded better, but I think he's just saying there's more to Halo than just getting kills.
1000%.
If maybe you need that one person on your team to break into the hill. They're most likely going to die on a King of the Hill. But you have them breaking in to get damage down, then
get information.
Then the team comes in to clean up, and then you get 4 dead down to maybe your 1 or 2.
Yep.
It's that person may not get a kill. They died, but they did enough damage to give your team the upper hand.
Exactly. A player trying to stay alive in an enemy base, trying to get spawns manipulated in their team's favor. Sure. Like there's so many different things that play a part other than just stats in a game. The one thing that I will say is that I don't care. To me, this is the statistical point that matters. Okay. And I know Ace didn't call this out. I'm calling this out. But yes, all stats don't necessarily matter to the degree that people may think, or that, like Ace says, these kids may think. But if you are, and I mentioned this to Will before we recorded the show, if you are a team of pros going up against a team of pros, okay, so if you are professional players in a 4v4 match, and one of your teammates does not perform, and I mean at all, doesn't play objective, doesn't get people in the right positions, whatever it may be, you're losing that game. You're not winning a 3v4 against pro players. You're just not. I don't believe that has ever happened. People may go back and be like, well, Lethal hasn't been playing well. But Lethal's still playing his game, right? He's still playing within the system of Sentinel's Halo. So while his stats may not be glamorous, they're not atrocious. So that's the stat point that I want to make, where yes, stats don't matter entirely, but they definitely have a place. And the other thing is too, if kids are only focused on positive versus negative, watch what they're doing. Watch what that player is doing, like Will said. Is that player running in to break that hill setup? Is that player going around trying to get information for their team? Is that player getting objective time? There's so many more ways than to just stare at a stat line. Is that person getting damage on enemies and getting those assists? They don't need to be getting the kills necessarily at all. But one of the things that Lucid said that I keep in my mind, he said a long time ago, one viewer, and I brought this up on the show, a viewer in his chat asked, hey, do you have any simple tips on how I can just simply improve my game in playing Infinite? And the tip that he gave that, again, still sticks in the back of my mind is shoot. Don't be afraid to shoot. Get out there and lay damage down. Because, yes, while you may see an enemy off in the distance and you don't want to give up your location, if you're not laying damage down on that enemy, then they could be going to your teammate with full shields and they're just in a more advantageous situation.
Yeah.
Put damage down. And so that's why the stats may not necessarily matter all the time, because if you're looking at a player who is going, I mean, fuck it, I'll even say double negative for crying out loud. I don't care. If they're laying the damage down and they're putting their teammates in better situations to clean up kills, to work towards an objective, to set up for a play that changes the tide of the game, then yeah, the stats don't matter for that player in that game. So yeah, I'm not trying to shit on Ace like here for his tweet. I just found it really funny what he was saying. Because there are a lot of things to look at in that tweet and be like, yeah, that makes total sense. Stats are not everything. And then Beth says, stats matter, but they're not the end all be all. You can go insanely positive and not really contribute, but you can have someone who only got 10 kills, but those 10 kills set up crucial plays. Absolutely.
Now, I do want to flip this a little bit.
Please do.
And so in my mind, when he talks about kids, it's the younger generation of Halo players.
Or me.
New players.
Just kidding.
Or maybe he's just trying to, bring down players who think like that. But the problem lies with Halo Infinite's ranking system.
Oh, God.
Stats get you higher ranks.
True.
As of now.
Individual stats.
Uh-huh. So I see how people can perceive that is the correct way to play Halo, even though it might not be true.
And Ace even says it in his tweet, but Halo at the top level is played as a team.
Yes.
So like Halo in a ranked matchmaking level is played as an individual sport. But no, Halo at the top pro level is absolutely played as a team. Halo Infinite in and of itself should be played as a team.
Yes.
Because Beth, you mentioned it. Will, we've talked about it as well. I mean, pros tweet about it all the time when they're the best player in the game, like in the game that they're playing, matched up with randoms, and they have plats, diamonds on their team who don't really know what they're doing with one of the best players in the world. And that best player, that pro player, is getting all the kills in an oddball game, but they still lose. Well, your individual stats didn't contribute to the team winning. Yes, you were getting the kills, but your teammate wasn't necessarily picking up the ball to fucking win the game. And that's a problem with the matchmaking system, like you said. Beth says not even stats, literally only kills when it comes to ranked. And then Snakebite said that before too. He said that he doesn't care what your accuracy, what your KD is. He's rather you be shooting and doing damage and dying more than going positive 20 but barely shooting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you take it in the context of, well, I went positive 20, I was cleaning up everybody's kills. Okay, but you were the last one alive for the team.
Yeah.
And you just wait for your teammates to spawn to then push out one more time and then you just clean up kills again. You're not making, you're playing Aquarius CTF. You're not making any progress on the enemy base to pull a flag. You're literally just getting cleanup kills and watching your stats go up. That doesn't help anybody.
Yep.
So no, I have no problem with Ace putting the tweet out. I just thought it'd be funny and I thought it'd be good to talk about on the show because there are a lot of people out there who only look at stats, especially in a tournament. Like, because we saw it at KC literally. Like, so with the Twitch drops, right? We'd have the stream up on our phones, sitting in the crowd, and you'd see chat, and people would talk about how, Like when Sentinels were playing, oh, Lethal's washed, blah, blah, blah. It's like, guys, and they won KC in a sweep handily, and Lethal was a part of that team. Lethal may not have had the individual stats, but he was part of that team. He played his role on the team. And that is what ultimately mattered. That is what allowed them to win that tournament. So, I'm not going to say all the kids out there, but like, no, for anybody that's watching a tournament, for those listening to this show right now or watching, whatever it may be, when you go and watch a tournament, right? Open Series, Pro Series, LAN, community run tournament, whatever it may be, pay attention to what the players are doing as a team. I want you to try it. Just try it. I don't want you to pay attention to the stat line, okay? Don't pay attention to the stat line. Instead, pay attention to what the players are doing as a team. And what would be even better is watching an individual player's POV, like if they're streaming the event, watching that individual player and seeing if once the game's over, that player communicates with their team on what went well and what didn't go well. Because then you get a little bit more of that insight as to, did a player play by themselves typically? Were they not setting up for things when they should have been? Were they not playing as a team? Just things to pay attention to. For better or worse, Ace is right. Stats aren't everything. But they're also not nothing. I want to make sure that that emphasis is brought as well. Don't only focus on stats, but they are important in some scenarios. What's up, fat boy? True, but there have been teams that drop someone after a major win. That is something I will never understand. Yep, you're not wrong. And Zarn, welcome back. Good to see you as well. Hope you're having a great night. That was good. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it for our second topic then?
That's all I got to say.
All right. Then let's get into some regular news. But before we get into that, I'm going to step back just for a second. Maddie says, I think damage dealt taken in relation to KD isn't talked about enough. Absolutely. Again, while stats don't necessarily matter all the time, there are things to pay attention to. And it's like I mentioned what Lucid and Snakebite said, putting damage down. You're not helping anybody if you're not shooting at the enemy. And a play that comes to me all the time, and Will, I'm guaranteed you've done this too. I bet every single person has done this or witnessed it happen, and you die because of it. Okay? You're playing a match-made game, right?
All right, I've been trying to envision this.
Yep.
All right.
You're playing a match-made game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing your game. You're shooting enemies, whatever it may be. You may be cleaning up kills. You're playing the objective, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're just playing your game. And there's an enemy that's behind you, that's coming up behind you. And they assassinate you. Well, on your desk screen, you see that there was a teammate behind that player. But that teammate doesn't shoot. No. That teammate tries to run up to that person and melee them in the back. I've done it. It's happened to me so many times. Yeah. And that's why I keep that lucid thought in the back of my head all the time.
Just shoot at the person.
Just shoot.
Because, like, in my mind, if that person's running at me and you start shooting, he might stop to shoot or do something else.
He might do something else. He might take focus off of the player in front of him. And that could save a life. And that could change the tide of a game. And like I said, I do it, and it's happened to me multiple times. Just shoot. And I need to tell myself this too. Just shoot. Because I'll be playing, and I'll be shooting at an enemy, and I'll see a teammate off in the distance. Right? And I see an enemy walking up towards them. Yeah, I'm going to fucking shoot at that enemy. It's the whole melee situation. Don't try to stop trying to go for assassinations unless it's an opportunity for the team. But if you're not going to get that assassination right away, just fucking shoot at them. Because guess what? When you're not shooting at that enemy, let's say you're literally just walking behind an enemy and the enemy's just playing their game and just walking, right? Walking, sprinting, whatever it may be, and you're just walking, sprinting behind them. If you're not shooting at them and you're only going for the assassination, that enemy player could be shooting at a teammate of yours.
Or you finally get to him to go for the assassination and he whips around on you.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you're in a gun battle you didn't expect.
Yep. Or you're on Aquarius and you go through bottom mid to get to this enemy and now you're in their base all alone without teammates around you and now you're in a disadvantageous position for your team. You get killed and now you have to reset everything.
Or if they get wise to your footsteps, maybe you get ninja'd and embarrassed. So don't.
Seriously, just shoot. That's all you got to do. Just shoot. Just that play sticks in the back of my mind all the time because I see it happen all the time.
It's like the double back smack, right? Teammate gets back smack, they get back smack.
Exactly.
It's like, why? Well, that could have been avoided.
And in the spur of the moment, you're not really thinking about shooting them because like, oh, I can get this back smack and they'll never know, right? But no, in the grand scheme of things, you should absolutely just be shooting at them. Unless you're dead on them. Like unless you're dead on them and you're going to get it right away. Regular news time.
Yes, please.
Why desync is taking longer to fix. This is by 343 Taxi on Reddit. And this is not meant to throw a jab at 343_taxi here. I'm just relaying the point that this person made. Just wanted to comment that we appreciate these types of compilations. Videos like this always get pulled into bug and task threads for UCN networking improvements. I don't know if Twitter or Reddit is the best place to go into all the details about why there's been a lack of UCN improvement. There's lots of factors, so I'll keep it brief. The TLDR of it is that the devs that work on these fixes have been allocated to other infinite work. Their work has had some knock-on benefit to our UCN solution, especially around movers, players, vehicles, etc., on object devices, elevators, pistons, bridges, etc., but not around the melee and around the wall shots. Desync. These devs are coming home to Sandbox soon. Hopefully. The community and competitive insights teams have done an amazing job at letting us know how frustrating these kinds of situations are. It is high on our priority of fixes, but not high enough to work on it right now.
There's something else more pressing.
Apparently. So I'm relaying information. Yes, I'm upset about it. Because it is a huge detractor from the matchmaking experience.
What? Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's lay this out because
lay it out.
My first instinct when hearing they're allocated other resources makes me think campaign co-op.
Yes,
that is a network thing right now.
Uh-huh.
They're working on Couch, but they're working on the network side of it right now. So
correct. It's being flighted next week.
What's more important for the overall Halo community? We know competitive.
Oh yeah, a feature to the game that hasn't been released yet. Absolutely.
So it's like that double-edged sword. Well, do you want them to get co-op campaign out, or do you want them to fix desync? Like you have one choice or the other.
So I respect you bringing that to the table. My problem with that is, why do we have to choose? I get we have to. Like, I get that 343 has to allocate resources the way that they see fit for the betterment of the game. I completely respect that 100% because they can only do what they can do.
Right.
It's just, I hate how that's where we're at. I hate how that's what they have to be doing is they have to decide, well, where the fuck are we going to allocate these resources? Because in my opinion, they just don't have enough resources to allocate to both. And campaign co-op, you know what? Oh my God. I'm going to... Talk about double-edged sword. Holy moly. I'm going to fucking come out and say it. I'd rather them fix desync in multiplayer first than come out with network co-op.
I would agree.
Because this is the reason why I say that is because this is already a thing that's out there.
Right. It's already in the game.
Right. I want them to fix what already exists instead of focusing on something that's not even development complete yet. Coming from a company that works for... coming from a person who works for a company that develops software, I have personal frustrations of how things are handled, but that's besides the point. Yeah, that's just frustrating. Like, I respect 343 Taxi coming out and being like, hey, I know it's not the update that you wanted, but here's an update on where things are. Fully respect that because that's the type of things that I want. But that doesn't instill confidence at all. Like, it literally, desync, depending upon the extreme that it is, it can literally break games for you in matchmaking. Like, and yes, I see the clips all the time online, but like it happens in normal matchmaking games. To me, more frequently than not. Again, it varying degrees, right?
Yeah.
But just the fact that it happens is just fucking annoying. And you could be having a great game and then it just gets marred by that experience. And I'm not necessarily saying, oh, you're definitely losing a game because of desync, but no, there are instances where it greatly negatively impacts your game. And I would 100% rather them fix that now. And to all the people that want campaign co-op, I'm with you. I'm fucking with you. Spoiler alert, but we want to do a charity event down the line when Infinite Co-op is released.
It's been in the plans for over a year now that we haven't been able to move forward on.
Yes, because campaign co-op isn't released. But at the same time, I want the game to be fucking working to the best of its ability before we start adding things into it. Things that, yes, should have existed when the game released. Don't get me wrong. But that boat sailed. That boat's fucking way out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate in the situation because there is a large campaign community and that's all they do and they want to play with their friends. We can already play with our friends.
Yes.
In a frustrating experience, but we can play with our friends.
Yeah.
Now, you're right. Something has already shipped. It's out. It would probably feel better to the Halo community if they could fix those things before sending out new stuff.
Right.
And I saw Zarner's post in chat. Will there be desync in campaign co-op though? Possibly. What if all of a sudden
me at this point?
The second Spartan just all of a sudden is like chops up and is like out in front of you, and then you run him over with the warthog. You know, like you teammate kills an enemy and then it dies 30 seconds later on your screen. It's possible it could happen. I don't know what I was doing, but yeah. But yeah, the network folk are probably working on the network. And then I also heard we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But you have to stay within a range on campaign co-op and network. And that's probably where the network starts to be like, nope, we're going to start breaking down or separating. So you have to stay within this range so that the map all loads and stays together. Anyway.
Beth says, this is probably biased because I don't care about campaign, but I'd rather they fix desync than anything campaign related. In my mind, multiplayer is where your replayability comes from. And she also says, even when I did play campaigns, I was like, okay, beat that on to the next game. I never went back and played that again. I'd finish it. Multiplayer, though, I can play that for years. Like I said,
I'm in that same boat.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, like I do go back and replay campaigns frequently, for Halo at least. But to me, it just gets back to the point of, let's fix what's already released. And I'm telling you, for the campaign folks out there, I feel for you 1000%. But man, this is just, it really does plague the experience negatively. And it's incredibly frustrating to witness in the game. Because once it does, talk about mental being deflated, because good Lord. It's just, it sucks, man. Bullets not registering, being shot around corners, players jittering. It's just not, it's not an enjoyable experience, and it happens more often than not. So I would personally much rather have them fix that first.
There's one other fix that they need to do that I've been noticing a lot lately.
Sure.
In Academy, when you're shooting bots.
Yeah.
For me, all of a sudden they'll just start sliding. With no animation. They're just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's funny since it's a AI model that's not any sort of network related.
Yep. I've seen that too.
It's funny.
I've seen that too. Is if I don't headcase enough in game, desync just sends me over the edge, says Zarners. Yep. 1,000%. And it's just sad at this point.
Zarn, you got your sensitivity figured out?
Like we understand that they like the development teams are working tirelessly to do what they do. We understand that the development of Halo Infinite has basically been hell, to put it plainly. And should the game have been released in the state it was in? Probably not. Should we have all these things feature complete at launch? Yes. But we got what we have. That's it. And we can only hope that things get fixed. I could sit here and bitch about things that haven't happened, haven't been fixed, blah, blah, blah forever. But the fact of the matter is we just have to wait and see. And it sucks to say it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, because there's literally nothing we can do to change it. There isn't. I mean, I could go to 343, knock on their door and be like, hey guys, you don't know me, but fucking fix your shit. All right, bye.
Have we some plans for you?
And then they'll be like, oh, we haven't heard this before.
Yeah, we'll fix it
right here, right now. And then they'll just type the word fixed and be like, all right, it's fixed. You can go home now and play your game.
Stick a Post-it note on your head. It's fixed. Go.
God.
Anyway.
Zarna says, listen, Will, let's not worry about my sensitivity. I may or may not have changed it tonight. This is, 50-50 shot. All right, we're going to get played. Hey, if anybody from 343 is listening to this, we may or may not appear at your office doorstep where security would probably tell us to get the fuck off the property. But we may or may not appear and may or may not tell you to fix it. And then if you just tell us it's fixed, then hey, that's it. Problem solved.
Beautiful.
Hey, Bob's your uncle. Bringing that back.
We did go over that whole
we did
saying history.
We did. All right. With the desync bullshit out of the way, it's still in the game, by the way. It's not out of the way. It's not fixed. But in the terms of the show out of the way, let's talk about something that could very well be cool. The Halo Infinite Campaign Network Co-op Preview. This is by Alex Wakeford. 4 times the fun. Campaign Network Co-op for Halo Infinite is on its way, and you'll soon be able to take the fight to the banished with your friends and family in the upcoming flight, which is targeted to run from the week of July 11th. We're joined today by Isaac Bender, Principal Software Engineering Lead, and John Mulkey, Lead World Designer, to discuss all the details you need to know about Network Co-op for Halo Infinite. Door handles are hard. It's okay, Will. Campaign co-op is such a beloved feature of the Halo experience. We knew it was something Halo Infinite would and should have, but the road to making it a reality would extend a bit beyond launch. What were some of the challenges the team faced here? Isaac stated, one of our core principles is that we don't want to require you to have an isolated co-op save. Of course, you can use a separate save slot for co-op if you want to, but we wanted to give players the option to have co-op progress count towards your main playthrough, if that's how you want to play. We also wanted everyone's progress to count towards their own saves, regardless of who the fire team leader is. I've played a number of co-op games where player 2's progress essentially doesn't count, and I've always found that disappointing. Zarn, I'm not even going to read what you said because I'm going to wait till Will gets back and then he can laugh as he reads it because I'm guaranteed he will, because that's fucking hilarious. So that raises a really interesting point. How does Halo Infinite's network co-op handle different game states for the players in the game? Is everyone progressing the fire team leader's world, each their own? Does each player's progression carry forward to their own personal session beyond co-op? Mulkey says, this is one of the areas I'm really excited about. The goal going in was to allow everyone to play their campaigns together. This meant that all progress made in the game, regardless of it being through solo or co-op play, would be retained. The way we are handling this is through something we internally refer to as no Spartan left behind. When players join the fire team and choose their save slots to play on, the game aggregates the states of all missions across those saves and sets up a world state in which any missions completed by all fire team members are marked as complete, while any missions not completed by all are marked as incomplete. Isaac says, any unlocks you find in co-op are retained in single player. So, if you're having a really hard time collecting a skull, you can get it in-game with a friend, and if they collect it while you're in that session, you'll get it too. Network co-op is coming to the Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Are there any differences in the overall experience that players should expect depending upon which platform they're on? Mulkey says, the gameplay experience you will have will be the same regardless of platform. This is an imperative requirement in supporting co-op crossplay. Isaac says, crossplay is fully supported. There are differences in graphics quality and frame rate, but this applies equally to single player. What are the different configurations of players and platforms that are supported with Infinite's network co-op? Isaac says, any combination of PCs and Xboxes up to 4 players are supported, as is playing over Xbox Cloud Gaming. All co-op games are hosted on dedicated servers. Well, that probably means desync's a thing. I'm just kidding. Oh, you gonna get tipsy? Getting tipsy on the show, Will? Breaking out that Mountain Dew hard seltzer?
I got one seltzer, okay?
Oh, I know it doesn't do anything. They taste great though.
I will repay you the one I stole from
No. I have plenty. They're in the garage they're in the fridge in the garage as well. So there have been lots of different flavors to. Thank you, ASMR Will. Good Lord. Also, you should read Zarner's comment.
Door handle desync. All right, listen.
I told you he was going to laugh. I told you.
For a year, that door was open and unlocked. Now it's shut and locked, and I'm not used to it. So I just grab the handle, and it's like, oh shit, this is locked. And then it wasn't twisting right. I'm like, maybe it's the other way. Nope, it was the original way. Just had to get it in the right spot. And
you can thank my daughter for that door being locked. So there have been lots of different flavors to campaign co-op in Halo in the past. In some entries, you're a squad of Master Chiefs or Arbiters, whereas in others, additional characters are present. What approach does Halo Infinite take to campaign co-op here and why? Mulkey says, in Halo Infinite, everyone is Chief while playing campaign co-op. The world in Halo Infinite is incredibly expansive. Can I decide to go liberate an FOB while my co-op buddy heads in the other direction to take down a high-value target? How exactly does the game handle it if players get too far apart in the open world? How will it handle players being separated in the more enclosed missions? Mulkey says, the whole point of playing together is just that. Playing together, bitch. I said bitch, he didn't. Co-op allows a group of friends to join up as a fire team and tackle the various locations on the ring together. To that end, we have established what is called Area of Operations, AOO. This is the max. Wait, oh my God. Missed opportunity if this is not in the fucking game when the players get separated too much and they enter that area. It needs to go, auga! That's what it needs to do.
Send out the alarms. You're too far apart.
This is the maximum distance that players in a fire team can stray from one another as they explore and tackle the challenges of Zeta Halo. If you stray too far from your fire team, you'll get a warning, auga, to return to the team. If you ignore that warning and continue, you'll be killed for going AWOL and be spawned back on your nearest teammate. So how large is the AU area of operations?
I'm sorry.
We landed on tuning the AUGA with 2 values, an inner warning radius of 800 feet and an outer kill radius of 1,000 feet. To give you an idea on that scale in game, if 2 of you want to hit a really big objective, like the banished dig site, the AU will definitely allow you to tackle an objective of that size from opposite sides with room to spare. So how will Spartan cores, used to upgrade your equipment, affect campaign co-op? Is it the case that if player 1 upgrades an ability, then it's then shared with player 2? Isaac says, upgrades and cores are tracked separately per player. If anyone collects a core in co-op, then everyone in the fire team who had not already collected that core will get credit for it. You can then spend your cores independently, and your core count and upgrade choices are retained in your chosen save slot. Speaking of that really cool upgrade to the grapple shot where you can hold the melee button mid-grapple to do an electrified slam, can my buddy and I use this on each other in the middle of a group of enemies like the ultimate Master Chief fist bump? And Mulkey says, oh, absolutely, do it. That sounds fucking rad.
Awesome.
Once more with feeling. Mission replay is a feature that's also coming alongside the network co-op update. Can you explain how that will work? Mulkey says, in both solo and co-op play, you can open your TAC map, highlight a completed mission, and then choose replay. You will then be prompted to select the difficulty and be offered to activate any skulls you or your teammates have collected. Selecting mission to replay resets it and teleports you and your fire team to the location to tackle the challenge. You are free to wander off to do something else, fast travel away, or resume your furthest main mission. So let's say I want to replay Warshop Gabrakan, probably mispronounced that, the first mission of the game, after my co-op partner and I have collected a bunch of Spartan cores. Will those upgrades carry over to that earlier point in the game? Mulkey says, yeah. This opens up all new ways for players to experience those earlier missions, and we can't wait to see what experiences folks have with that. And then one very cool and unexpected side effect of this upcoming campaign update is the addition of several brand new achievements. Where did this inspiration come from, and can you give us an idea of what players can expect? Mulkey says the new achievements are targeted at the opportunities afforded by both mission replay and co-op. Some of the mission replay achievements are targeted at immaculate play challenges, while the co-op ones revel in the possibilities presented by playing together. To give you an example of one of them, we challenge you to kill enemies with a gravity hammer from the back of a vehicle being driven by your buddy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Auga. Sounds cool. Shio says, don't know if it's been covered, but KCP got denied HCS partnership as of about 30 minutes ago. Did they announce who got it then? Because I thought they weren't making that announcement for a while.
To HCS Twitter.
Pioneers said we've been denied partnership for the HCS. Sorry to all the fans and supporters that stand behind our backs. LJ Brown tweeted, he's the chief gaming officer and co-founder of Pioneers. Speechless right now. KCP was just denied partnership for HCS. Apparently we were deep into consideration and just didn't make it through in the end. I have no words other than sorry to the fans and our players. So much hard work, don't even know how to keep going. So, and Maddie says no, not yet. And I believe, Maddie, is that in response to what I was asking about, like the teams been announced yet?
There's no official. That's
what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that shit's gonna blow up. That's for sure. Mark Josie, CEO and co-founder of Pioneers, stated the following: speechless and absolutely gutted. Appreciate all the hard work and dedication everyone at the Pioneers put in to make our community and sports we are in better. And to all of our fans that have screamed and cheered louder than anyone, thank you. Oh, man. Wondering if they went with international orgs to expand HCS's reach. They very well could have. Again, we don't know, and obviously we don't know. What did they say? What did Tashi say, though? 2 teams? 2 organizations would be added?
Because there's 9 currently?
I think he said that. Let me do a quick peek at the HCS news. Give me one moment. Found it. HCS team partnership expansion. This was 4 months ago by Tashi over on HaloDotAPI.com. Okay. Yeah, it says we're committed to a slow and steady approach with a long-term vision. Here we go. Another area that's been a breakout success has been the Team Partnership Program, and today we're excited to announce that the program is officially expanding. In year 2 of HCS, we're going to be adding 1 to 3 more partnered teams into the program, and the application window for expiring teams was open before.
So they're going 10 to 12, depending on
what happens.
Yeah. I mean,
I really thought KCP would be one of them. If it was, I mean, even 2, but definitely 3, because of how long they've been in it.
Yeah, but I was gonna basically say the same thing Maddie said. Is I'm sure it has to do with them still being a relatively new organization, right? And there's probably some expectations of partnered teams that I don't know if KCP meet yet.
Right. It very well could be. Clearly, we don't have all the information right now. Zoltan replied to David Sandman wonderful individual as well. And he says, certainly from a fan base perspective, I'm guessing it comes down to financials and business plans aside of the application. And I'm certainly not qualified to speak on whether they are a shoe in here. Maybe that has something to do with it too. Yeah, it's from a Halo esports perspective. If I'm looking at strictly within that bubble, like they've been here for a little while.
Well, they started at the end of Halo 5.
Correct.
But if we look at the teams that are already partnered, they are well-established orgs that have been around in Halo and other esports for years and years.
Yes. And that is something to absolutely take into consideration as well. But at the same time, Sentinels was a relatively new org as well. They came in relatively towards the end of Halo 5. Maddie, how long, you probably know this, how long has Sentinels been around?
Like, as an org total?
As an org total. Because what we have, I mean, yeah, if you look at those who were already in it.
Founded 2016, formerly Phoenix 1.
Okay, the Phoenix 1 thing we knew. So 2016, 2017? Okay, so they've been around for a little while.
Since the start of Halo 5, basically.
And what were KCP? Were KCP 2020, 2021? In terms of being built? I'm genuinely asking. I really don't know. 2016 founded. Yeah, they've been around a while. Yep. Yep. So currently,
founded in 2019.
2019? Okay. So currently we have FaZe, massive, looking to go public. Optic, one of the largest in the world. Space Station. How long's Space Station been around? Best merch in the game. But how long's Space Station been around? I thought they were relatively new as well. Sentinels do have a big financial backing. Yes, we've talked about that last week. And Maddie, thank you for providing that information last week. Appreciate you. 2017 for SSG?
Yes.
Yep. So Space Station's new. E-United's been around a while. Navi been around a while. G2 been around a while. Cloud9 and Fnatic have been around a while as well. So realistically, the newest out of that group would technically be Sentinels, but the financial backing of Sentinels, I guess I understand. But Space Station would be the newest there.
When you look at the whole esports world too, how much reach does KCP have?
Correct. They have a Rocket League team, if I'm not mistaken. They have, I think, I know they have other teams in other esports, especially now. And like when I look at didn't Space Station win a Rainbow Six Siege World Championship? Am I wrong? I could very well be wrong, but did Space Station win?
United States Nationals 2019. Rainbow Six Invitational 2020. First place Pro League Season 11. NAL S1 US Division Stage 1 champions. First place NAL 2021 Season Stage 2. Up until, they've always, looking at their tournament results, lowest placing was 5th through 8th, but it's been that and above with a string of 1, 2, 3, 4 tournament wins in a row.
Yeah, Chio says 6 Invitational 2020 was the World Championship win. KCP has Rocket League, Gears, Rest in Peace, and Splitgate. Okay, so they're new. They're like...
Yeah, I know of them in the Halo realm, but I guess I didn't know much about them.
Yeah, and I knew they had a Rocket League team, and like Gears, Rest in Peace, obviously, but like Splitgate is still... Splitgate has a ways to go. Great game, don't get me wrong, but they have a ways to go in the esports scene. Kansas City Royals do back KCP, right? So they have some backing, but reach-wise, they're quite small. I don't know if they have backing from the Royals. I just know that they worked with the Royals to do that boot camp.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they have direct backing by the Royals.
I don't think the Royals tweeted them out, which was huge for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, SSG has a lot more teams, so. Then maybe it is a financials thing. Again, I don't want to assume, because that's them. Yeah. That is okay. I mean, so I'm torn here, right? Because like I said, if you look in the Halo bubble, then yeah, I could see KCP from a North American perspective being considered within the partnership program because they have that passion, right? And they've been around for a little bit. But then again, you look at the grand scheme of things. And it's like, I mean, you could look at Acend on the EU side of things, depending upon where they're at. You could look at.
Well, we saw even Luminosity come around.
Right. But I don't.
Are they trying to get partnered, or are they just picking up teams?
Right. I don't see them getting in there, at least not now.
Let's get V1 in here.
But that's the thing, right? Like, are they looking at more broad? Are they looking at more worldly organizations, or are they looking at an organization that they'd love to have join the HCS with a roster? Are they looking at 100 Thieves? Are they looking at a T1? Like, there's a lot of different factors at play here that I don't think we're all looking at.
And also, what is what is the org providing to Halo? It's a partnership. It's not just like you're officially affiliated now. Like,
right, it's a partnership.
There has to be something that the org's probably giving to HCS, whether that be brand recognition. There has to probably, I have a feeling there's some sort of limits on salary with pro players, right, if you're a partnered org, because the game's giving you profit backing by purchases in the store.
Yes. That, code discounts for tickets,
yeah,
which I think may go to them as well, to the organizations. Yeah. And I bet they're going to be working on more things as well, like for the partnership program to make it more worthwhile. But again, it's a partnership. It's a give and take. It's not you're right. It's not like we're going to give you everything. We're going to give you access to the world. You're going to be treated like everybody else, but this is a partnership. Zarna says, I just can't see too many, if any, big orgs not already involved in some way wanting in at the moment. And then Shio says, all the ones are basically in already. Maddie says, Acend makes the most sense because they are more established in the space, but Quadrant has Lando Norris. That's true as well.
That's some big backing right
there. It is. And Shio says, one EU, one Australia, New Zealand. That's what he would see. And no one's mentioned Pittsburgh Knights yet.
Yeah.
They are the most dominant in that region. If you wanted to bring a Mexican organization, now it's Pittsburgh Knights, but regardless, whatever.
It's weird that, like, I wonder if having a city name is a detriment because they're not franchised, right?
Could be. You never know. Shio, it's all good, man. It's all good. But that's the question, right? It's like, I don't want people. I already see it online. Like, I already see it on Twitter that everybody's blowing up about, oh, KCP should have been shoo-ins. Like, this, what the fuck are you guys doing, HCS? Like, this should never have happened. They should have been let in immediately. Like, I can get emotional as well. Don't get me wrong. It's just when I look at this, and we're talking about this live, this is a bigger situation. It's not just, oh, you guys have been representing Halo Infinite since the beginning. You guys have a pretty damn good roster within the game. Here's partnership program access. It's not that simple. Clearly doesn't sound like it's that simple. But I don't want to say that it doesn't suck, because it absolutely fucking sucks for that team, for the fans.
Yeah. At this point, I think for me, I to make any sort of emotional judgment, I need more information on what is going on with that partnership program. Like, right. We just don't know.
What are the deciding factors?
Yeah.
What goes into it? So, who knows? Unfortunate for KCP.
Yeah, obviously you want them in. You want them there with what they've been doing and what they've stood by Halo. So, would love to have them in there. I'm just wondering what disqualifies them. Because there has to be a reasoning, right? If this is a good partnership for HCS, it should go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm intrigued by that. Definitely unfortunate.
And it could just be a no for now, right? Maybe there's other plans in place.
Absolutely.
That this could happen later down the line.
And they did say, now, the only unfortunate thing that I see here is that Tashi said that they want to bring in 1 to 3 teams for year 2, which means from the sounds of it, now anything can change. Anything can change. But with the information that we have right now, that's 1 to 3 teams for the entire year. So now Maddie brings up some questions for applying teams from HCS. What sponsors are you planning to work with at the end of the 22-23? What are your followings on all social media and content platforms? How do you view your social platforms strategically? For example, Twitter is largely used for X, YouTube is used for Y, and here's how they coexist. What's the content strategy you're looking to deploy with Halo? Level of investment, dollars, and so on and so forth. So there is a lot that goes into it. KCP's docuseries has been solid as well content-wise. Absolutely. But that's just one thing. You know? That's just one item. What else are they doing? I'm not trying to be a shitter. I'm genuinely asking, what else are they doing? So, in this, never mind. I don't even, you know what? I will say it. Fuck it. So they put out that boot camp, right?
Yeah.
This gets back to the whole another issue that happened well before. I'm not going to name names because we already hashed it out on the show. But someone did something supposed to be out of the kindness of their heart. Didn't from a statement that person made, it didn't sound like it was out of the kindness of that person's heart. And a different individual was mentioned, they put on that boot camp. And I just want to say, putting on the boot camp doesn't automatically mean that you're deserving of being within the program. You should be doing it out of the kindness of your heart and wanting to see the scene grow, wanting to see your players grow. It's good that you did it, don't get me wrong, but don't be coming out here saying that we did this, we should be partnered. No. It's really fucking cool that you did that, but that doesn't automatically get you entry. That's not how the rules work. You can't buy yourself in, whether it be money or good graces. Shio says, honestly, the KCP turn down is sort of similar to if a team like 100 Thieves was turned down, they had the community support for it and everything, which I guess in a sense is a good glimpse at their impact levels on the scene. And Shio, you and I both know 100 Thieves is so much bigger than KCP. At least right now. For Christ's sake, 100 Thieves is a lifestyle brand at this point. Yeah, and I know you know that. It's just I want people to understand that. That's why I keep mentioning 100 Thieves, because yes, they do not have a roster within the title, but their reach would be much greater than a KCP. And that's nothing against KCP. They're up and coming. They're growing, obviously.
It is crazy to me that 100 Thieves did do a Halo collab with their merch.
They did.
And they never fielded a team.
They never did. But that shit sold out immediately.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
Whew.
So, yeah, it's just... I don't want people... yeah, I just keep seeing stuff online about I get it, emotions and all that. You see it and you're like, why the fuck didn't they get in? They absolutely deserve to get in. I'm not saying they didn't deserve to get in, but clearly there's a lot more behind the scenes that we don't know about. And while I am all about having more context and having more information, it's their decision to make. It's their decision to make. And KCP are just going to have to try harder next time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said it before. I thought they were going to get in, personally. The passion's there. And that's more than you can say for other organizations within the scene as well. Am I glad Luminosity's back? Yes. I still have in the back of my mind that they left before. What's going to stop them from doing it again?
I mean, a lot of these orgs have come and gone.
Exactly. So like it's a thing that I always keep in the back of my mind. KCP are doing great things. Do not get me wrong. KCP are doing phenomenal things. And I really hope they continue to do it. Like the boot camps and whatnot. But out of the kindness of what they're doing. Not for some thing that they're looking to get in return. I know how the world works. That's how the world works. I get it. But sometimes I just, sometimes I think people are just better than that. But it is what it is. And I'm not trying to shit on that organization either. It's just people look at the situation. Like Will said, this isn't the end for them.
Right. It's not like they're being kicked out of HCS.
No.
Why can't you continue to do what you're already doing?
Absolutely. And I hope that they do. I hope that they take this as fuel to work even harder, to get their org even bigger, make it even more successful, and then go right back to them if you still want to. That's the big thing too. If you still want to down the line, if you feel like Halo is still relevant in your mind,
I mean,
make that move.
Hell, with the roster changes that are currently happening and the turmoil within teams, KCP could break a top 4 and get a huge payout at Worlds. I could see that happening possibly.
Now, there was another scrim that we did not talk about on the show.
Right, Soul Snipe.
Yeah, they had a couple, maybe there was a Smurf on there or whatever, but like they had a little bit of a roster change as well within a singular scrim.
Maybe someone just wasn't available. Like
who knows?
Like I got a stomach bug. I can't play tonight, guys. Okay, well, we still want to oblige the scrim. We'll pick someone up and play. Like, it could be anything. I try not to look at those scrims as like set in stone. This is what's happening.
Absolutely. So, unfortunate for KCP, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. And
bringing it back to the Bruce Almighty reference I made before the show.
Oh,
that was his tagline. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I didn't even fucking think about that, but I guess that's topical for what we talked about before we started recording the show. That works. Maddie says, I looked today and phase with Bound, Scrim, Druck, Tolic, Nick, and Collect.
Yeah.
Again, a Scrim's a fucking Scrim. Collect is still on SSG. Nick is still on United.
He's just being loaned, right?
No, I just think he's literally just on the team. I don't know if any loans are taking place.
Well, Nick was playing with FaZe. Wasn't he?
When did FaZe play? When has FaZe played anything?
Just the players are filling in spots where they need to.
No, to our knowledge, no contract's been signed. No contract's been bought out. Players are just,
Just, I mean, players.
Free flowing.
If someone's bought out or moved, it seems to be widespread on Twitter.
Like, immediately. Instantly. Yeah, and nothing's been fucking said yet, so I'm not. We say it all the time, and I think I think it still holds true. Scrims mean nothing. So until something's officially announced, take a scrim. Use Halo Data Hive while you still fucking can. And go look at them and whatnot. But, like, don't read into it too much, okay? Until something's officially announced, don't look into it too much. And the other thing that I want to comment on that real quick is that I saw people comment and be like, well, we just need storylines to talk about in Halo. It's like, well, don't make the storyline for the sake of making the storyline, okay? Like this supposed FaZe roster. People are like, we just need something to talk about. Well, don't fucking make up shit. It's a scrim, for Christ's sake. these contract negotiations are a lot bigger than you may think they are. A lot of money's involved. A lot of logistics are involved. Just because they played together in a scrim that literally doesn't mean anything doesn't mean that they're now a team. Sure, you can go ahead and speculate all you want, but like, come on. Just wait till there's even a potential of an announcement. Sorry to the Pioneers. I feel for you. I really do. Hope you guys just keep grinding it out. And like I said, if the opportunity arises again and you guys still feel that Halo is relevant enough for your organization, then go for it again. But hell, maybe you could take this as an opportunity to be like, maybe it's not even fucking worth it. The way this game's going, holy shit. Who knows? But I feel for you. I truly do. I really thought you guys were going to, I really thought you guys were going to be in. So, but hey, as with everything, my predictions are always wrong. So fuck it. Well, it's time for Con of the Games to watch. Oh, I like it. You went back to the news segment. Look at you. Oh, no, you stayed on the news segment. I'm a fucking idiot. Never mind. Technically, it was news. How awesome was that?
Yeah, it worked out.
It was. I have nothing to talk about for COD other than the Rockers suck. Moving on to Will's Adventures with Halo and other games too. Actually, fuck that. I want to say, Maddie, your subliners are doing well. Good for you guys. Hopefully that shit continues. Because that's their home major is the next one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, they're doing well so far in the in like the qualifiers leading up to it. Fucking poggers. All right. What'd you play, Will?
I played some Halo Infinite. I tried to stream on Wednesday.
Better than me. I did not play at all.
Tried to stream to the Pro Talk channel on Wednesday.
Yeah.
My capture card burnt out. And then my computer crashed because of the capture card misreading. So it all just went to shit.
Oh my God. Is everything okay?
The capture card is like fucked up.
What?
Yeah, and Corsair, because Corsair now owns Elgato, your customer service is shit.
Oh no.
You fill out a form on our site and then someone will email you an hour later, which hour is pretty good turnaround time, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But when the person's like, we usually don't warranty stuff until you talk to technical support. Okay, how do I talk to technical support? No response for 4 days. 5 now. How do I talk to your fucking technical support because it's not on your website? There's no contact info. There's no other way to email. I just get another form sent to the same thing. So if I get someone who's like, if I'm like, I need to talk to technical support, and they're like, well, we don't warrant, I'm going to be like, okay, just fucking warranty it then because I can't talk to your technical support. So, capture card still crashed. Can't capture gameplay. So, I did try playing on PC. I got my settings right, so it stutters or frame drops at not fight time. When I'm like off spawn, it'll like, and then go. But felt smooth enough. But I still, it crashes. It does. About every like hour and a half.
Okay.
So I was playing ranked with the man in chat, Zarners. And
877 help now.
Exactly. Yes.
Call Corsair support. 877 help now.
I crashed on PC, lost like the 15 CSR immediately. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going back to console. When I went back to console, again, all my like UI settings, my everything was just reset. Like it went back to red and blue where I usually run purple and yellow.
Bro,
it's just fucked.
Zarda says, yeah, I crash about once an hour on PC as well. What the fuck?
Yeah. The crashing's not fixed. That's still going on. Heavy.
What the fuck? Built from the ground up my ass. Go ahead. I'm sorry to take away from you.
So yeah, Infinite. And then
infinite problems.
To play a game to be almost as mindless as fucking possible, I downloaded House Flipper.
Nice.
PC. And you go and paint walls, you clean up some dirt, you buy some things, put radiators on the wall.
Radiators on the wall?
Yeah, the heaters.
Yeah, I'm just like, I love how you just point that out. Like, that's feature of the game.
Heated towel racks in the bathrooms.
Welcome to House Flipper, where you put radiators on the wall.
There was literally a house I had to go to, and that's all they needed was like 4 radiators installed.
And you flip that fucking house?
I did. I made some money. I've made like 70 grand so far.
That's
the
awesome.
thing that bugs me is there was a DLC update to be able to like mow yards and stuff.
Oh, shit.
But
It's my jam.
right. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They made the yards all like long and like weeds and all that. But if you don't buy the DLC, you can't mow them. So they just exist in that state.
This look terrible.
So yeah, I'm like, fuck. Like, I can't do anything about it because it was a Game Pass game. I really don't want to pay for the DLC. This was just something to easily do.
So that's the next progression of Game Pass, is that they just include DLC.
Could be.
I mean, I think it would be, sorry to derail just for a second.
No,
I think it'd be incredible because they bought, so Microsoft acquired Bethesda. Bethesda has Elder Scrolls Online. How incredible would it be to say that you have an MMO on your platform that you get every expansion that releases? Like, you get like ESO Plus, which is a separate thing than the actual expansions, but like you get ESO Plus and you get access to the latest expansions as they release because you have Game Pass. Like, that would be, I mean, that'd be a monstrosity, but like that would be so fucking amazing. Or Starfield comes out and they release a campaign expansion to Starfield like they do for Fallout, right? But you get access to that expansion because you're a Game Pass subscriber.
yeah. And the thing that I'm always wary about is, sure, I could buy the DLC, but what happens if that game goes off Game Pass and now I'm stuck with DLC I can't even access?
Yep, but if you had access to the DLC through Game Pass, then hey.
I wouldn't have, maybe hell, increase the price by $250 a month.
Or just include it in Ultimate.
Yeah, because that's already your most expensive.
Exactly. And then, hey, Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Fucker. But those are the 2 games I played this week.
Very nice.
I watched a ton of shows. Finished Umbrella Academy.
Fuck.
Finished Stranger Things.
Okay.
I watched some like...
You caught up on The Boys?
No, never watched The Boys.
You should watch The Boys. Good show.
So yeah, that's what I've done. Oh, Critical Role. Watched a shit ton of Critical Role.
It's definitely something that I should watch, but I'm afraid because there's a lot of it.
There's a lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah, I haven't watched season 1 or season 2, campaign 1 or 2 of Critical Role. Only campaign 3. And I sent you that one series. That's a 4-episode series. That's a good, like, get your feet wet with that.
Right. But you said I might not understand some things that are happening because it'd be beneficial to see the campaign previous to it. Either way, I can watch this 4 episodes.
Just watch it.
Okay.
Just enjoy the story and the feelings that it invokes. Because, like, I had never cried from watching D&D, but at the end, my eyes were, like someone was cutting onions. Something was going on. Maybe my allergies were flaring up in that last,
Okay.
in that last episode.
I dig it.
Just watch it.
I'll watch it.
They're about 4-hour episodes, 4 of them.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's why, like, when I play D&D on Saturdays, it goes from 5 to 10 p.m. They're
Holy
sessions.
Moly. Okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
And just to think, those 4-hour episodes take place all within 24 hours in game time.
Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah. I got your link, so I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Man. Crazy. You should watch The Boys. It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime Video.
Okay.
It is very, very good.
Have you seen the new Top Gun movie yet?
No, I haven't even seen the original Top Gun movie.
Never mind. All right.
Yep. It's on the list.
On the list. All right. But yeah, that's it. What about you, Josh?
I played one game.
Yeah.
I beat one game, actually, because I hadn't beaten it yet. So I beat Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty, which is like the standalone little DLC-esque Ratchet and Clank game on the PS3 in between Future Tools of Destruction and Future A Crack in Time. Because I never actually played through the PS3 Ratchet and Clank games. And I love that franchise. What?
Like most people on this life, you were on a quest for booty.
Oh my God. Wow. So yeah, I beat Tools of Destruction like a year or two ago. And then I finally beat Quest for Booty. And then I have 2 left. I have Crack in Time and then Into the Nexus. And then technically I'm caught up because I played all the other ones. And I played the PS4 remake of 1, and then I played the new one, Rift Apart. So I wish I could get into The Boys. My man's in season 3. It's so good, Beth. It's so good. It's fucked up, but it's so good. Another Amazon show that is fucked up but really good is Invincible. That show teases the hell out of you in the first episode. You think that is some rinky-dink ass basic animated superhero show. And then towards the end of the first episode, everything changes. And I may have told you this already, Will, but my jaw was like, obviously not literally because it wouldn't hit the floor, but like my jaw was on the floor when that moment happened in the first episode. It was unbelievable. And I messaged Dom immediately after, and I'm like, I got to the part. I get it now. And that show's really good. Zarner says, I've been watching a random history show on Apple TV called For All Mankind, and it's honestly better than it has any right to be. Yeah, that's the one where they go to the moon, isn't it? I got to watch that too. Hey, topic of TV real quick. If you have not watched Severance on Apple TV Plus, you are doing yourself a disservice. Severance is, again, fucked up, but amazing. Made by Ben Stiller, of all people. But it's not, you know, like a Ben Stiller thing. It's not like a fucking happy-go-lucky, funny comedy thing. It's very dark. It's funny in spots for sure, but it is a very dark show. Very good. Hell yeah.
Awesome.
You should definitely add it to the list, Arn. It's very good. Only 1 season so far. That's all I played.
All right.
One thing.
Shoutouts?
Shoutouts! Shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. That includes...
We have a list.
We do have a list. That includes Elated Dartboard, The Hunted 18, A Pickle Jar 72, Ammonia, Danimals, shout out Danimals, and Jolteon. Thank you all so very much for the follows. Davey Wavy with the 26-month resub. Jesus Christ. King J with the follow and the sub. Yo Mullins with the follow. Jesus Christ. All for Delilah with the follow. Zarners with the 14-month resub, and High Tech Redneck with the 26-month resub as well. For the resubs, you all get a... Wait, sound?
Did we lose sound?
I don't think we did. No, I think we're okay.
Or
I think
just
it's
sound of the sub.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. You all get... Woo! 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 There it is.
Zarna's freaking us out.
I was so caught off guard. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God. But thank you all so very much for the follows and the subs. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Hope you guys enjoy it. And if you subbed, enjoy the emotes. And then happy belated birthday to Lethal the Caster, who also did a phenomenal job in Valencia. Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief. Happy birthday to you, gents. Belated birthday, that is. Yeah, thanks a lot, Shio. Greatly appreciated. Just throwing me off my fucking game.
Yeah, it's not like we had mixer issues like 2 months ago.
Dude, or smacking the fucking table and it just cuts out completely.
Yep, you tap the table, mixer's out.
Yep. Community creations, Halo memes every day, reddit.com/r/Halo memes. There's Pistola art, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is amazing.
It's by Picasso829 on Reddit. Go check it out. I'm going to read through the thing. We have LVT Patreon. That's right. Louis V. Titan's Patreon is officially launched. Go check that out. It's by LVT Productions. The HCS Source Episode 1 by Active and Why Not Be Reckless. They have a new show that's out. You can go check out Episode 1. It's out now. And then we have the Arena 8-Man's Discord. This is by Spartan. He says, if you're a Halo player looking to play something other than ranked and want to start getting into 8s and getting your name out there, join the Arena 8-Man's Discord server. You're welcome in advance. And then finally, an update to clips of the day and week by High Tech Redneck. She says, figure this would be easier than doing a multi-tweet thread. Think I'm going to have to put the clips of the day and week videos on pause for the time being. My internet is making it really hard to play as much as I want, and when I'm able to play for an hour or so, I'm not really able to enjoy it because I'm stressed about trying to get clips. It's also led to uploading stuff I'm not happy with just to say I uploaded it that day. I want the clips I post to be the ones I actually get excited about. Like a, yo, that was sick, let me clip it shit reaction, rather than the, well, it's something to post feeling I've been having all too often recently. I'll still upload when I do get something, but it probably won't be nearly as consistent. I hope to bring it back once my internet gets back to its normal level of suckage rather than what it's been the last month or so. I'm sorry to everyone who watches my clips regularly. I just want to be proud of what I post rather than how it's been lately. Thank you all so much for all support over the last 3 years of consistent uploads. I'll be back and hopefully better than ever. Fuck yes, you will, Beth. And I'm sorry your internet is not great. That sucks. But hey, I'm looking forward to the clips you do post when they are fucking sick. And yeah, Zarners, that Pistola art was amazing. It's like got some like Doctor Strange vibes to it too.
Yeah.
Looks fucking awesome. So good. Well, that's it for this loaded ass episode of the show. So therefore, if you wouldn't mind doing me a solid and plugging this loaded fucking show.
Of course, you can find us on all the podcast services out there. Go search for HCS Pro Talk. Josh's favorite is
Pocket Cast.
There you go.
Yep.
Join the Discord, people. Links provided in the Google Docs, the show notes of the show. Find it on our Twitter and the link tree that's provided. Speaking of Twitter, the social media sites we're on are Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Search for HCS Pro Talk there. If you want to watch VODs, go check out youtube.com/HCS Pro Talk. If you want to watch live, come on over to our Twitch page or channel, whatever you call it, twitch.tv/HCS Pro Talk. And then also check out hcsprotalk.com for whatever's on there. I don't even know what's on there anymore, Josh.
On what?
The website.
Previous episodes, just like an archive, I guess you could say.
There you go. Yeah, go check that out.
Go check it out.
And then
our landing page looks cool. That's it, though.
All right. If you want to check out an even cooler website, all right, go check out evolvedhalo.com.
Your home for Halo.
For Halo. Yes, it is. They have shows such as Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, Halo TV Plus, Book Club, Builds with Blocks, and Halo Headlines. And we also have our own page over there that probably looks better than our own page, huh? Do it, yeah.
Their website's way better. Just way better. Go there.
They got their shit in line, huh? So please go check out evolvedhalo.com, your home for Halo. That's all I got.
Hell yeah, dude.
Any last words, remarks?
Maddie, are you still here?
Lingering phrases. Is Maddie still here? Can Josh summon Maddie?
Can I summon Maddie? Maddie, are you in the chat?
I'm going to say that's a no.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a no as well. Maddie, get the fuck in here.
What do you got? What's your question?
Well, I would have a question. There's a Funko Pop you can buy right now, and I know he's going to be interested in it. I just want to make sure he doesn't miss out on the opportunity to get the Funko Pop.
What is the Funko Pop?
The weapon. Sorcortuna Impostana.
Ah.
Again, failed naming convention that they missed an opportunity there.
Where is this Funko Pop available?
It is officially on GameStop only. Exclusive to the US at GameStop.
Is it a chase?
I think it's glow in the dark.
I literally just typed Cortuna.
Cortuna Impostana?
It's glow in the dark?
I think it is glow in the dark, yeah. Yeah, glow in the dark, yep.
Ooh.
Here, I'll send you the link. Let me make sure that's it. Yeah, that's it. You know, I'll post it in fucking chat. How about that?
It doesn't show up if you search for the weapon.
Here. There. It's in chat.
If I just search Halo.
Feel free to select it. So yeah, pre-orders are available right now. Apparently it'll release this month, which is cool. If it doesn't load, just reload. Like refresh. It took me one refresh for the page to actually load. So yeah, just don't be surprised if it doesn't load immediately upon first.
Yep, we cannot find the page you're looking for.
See, there it is. And you reload it, and there it is. See? Easy peasy.
Close blue.
Listen to ya boy.
God damn it. It's a pre-order.
Yeah, it releases this month, apparently. So yeah, there you go.
All right.
So I literally got one in the mail today. Number 24 there at the end of the row.
Over there, Spartan 7?
Sure. Whatever that is.
That's the multiplayer one.
Yep, I was waiting months for it. And I finally got it. So yeah, have fun ordering Funko Pops, guys. It's a fucking pain in the ass to get them on time. But hey, it'll be a nice little treat when it comes in the mail and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered that months ago.
Yeah, then you get sucked into collecting and have tons of them.
Yep. That is true.
I don't need this.
It is true. Oh, man.
All right.
People still going crazy over the KCP thing. All right, guys. That is going to do it for episode 242 of HCS Pro Talk. If you are watching live, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy Tuesday evening to come spend some time with us, talk about some Halo, talk about some other things that are happening, and having a discussion around the breaking news that happened during the show. It's greatly appreciated. If you were checking out the VOD of the show or listening to the audio version of the show, I hope you're having a great day, evening, month, year, week, shit, whatever you're doing. Hope you're having a great one. And thank you for taking the time to watch and or listen to the show. It is greatly fucking appreciated. And I do truly mean that. Like Will said, I'm going to say it again too. If you want to join part of the conversation as well and you're not able to tune in live to the show, join the Discord server. We have it linked in the link tree on Twitter. You can type in !Discord in the Twitch chat at any time. We don't have to be live for you to do it. You can do it and you'll get a link. Or leave a YouTube comment. We read those, respond to those. Join the conversation. It'll be a good time. Yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for taking the time to hang out with us. However you do so. Means a shit ton. We'll be back next week to talk about God knows what happens in this wonderful, terrible scene that we are a part of. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. But until then.